right, motherfuckers, it's time to get groovy. It's time. P3SO, ladies and gentlemen. P3SO. Thank you for the motherfucking letting us come through. We got a motherfucking story for y'all. Not only is this man doing tattoos, is this man doing music, is this man raising some kids, he's fathering the motherfucking game out here, you know. He's doing big shit. And I don't know if y'all ever been to his studio, but the man is like a scientist. Watching him create, it's like watching, man, it's pretty incredible. Just the from the A to the Z, the way you perfect your shit. Who is P3SO?
You know, that's a good question.
With a 3.
That's a good question. I am everything that I want to be. That's what I am. Yep. That's my answer to that. Everything I've ever wanted to be, I am exactly that.
Do you feel like you're still growing?
I feel like there's always room for improvement, and there's always room for growth. And I feel like in music in general, we're always learning. So like, whether it's like new flows or new cadences or new engineering shit that I learn when I accidentally fucking do something or something, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many different things that I just learn on the fly. So I don't ever think I don't think I'm ever capped out or like, oh damn, I've learned too much or I'm done. I'm professional as I possibly can get. I don't ever think that, because we always are learning. There's never, just like tattooing.
Yeah.
You're never perfect. So you just always can get better. Same thing. That's how I look at it in music. You can always get better.
The man's got some insane fucking tattoos. You got like a lion on your neck, right?
Yeah, it's actually for my.
That shit goes crazy.
It's for my nephew, actually. His name's Leon.
Is that Dwayne?
Yeah.
Dwayne's son?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
So Leon we call Leo the lion.
Yeah.
And when he was like a year old or something like that, I got my throat done for him. I got my whole throat done because he was my first nephew, so I got my whole throat done. And he knows too. He'll see it, and he knows that this symbolizes him. He'll see it and be like, "That's me." I'm like, "Yep." He's like 6 now, or 7.
Yeah.
So he's big.
Hey, shout out DJ.
Shout out my brother.
Yeah, he's DJ actually. He got a German Shepherd from the same litter that my dog fucking came from.
Yeah, yep.
And this fucking dog, man, let me tell y'all, if any of y'all are looking for a German Shepherd and you need someone a little aggressive, we got the dog for you. I'm not trying to have this dog be put down, but man, he cannot stay. So we definitely need to rehome him, sadly. It's very sad. Definitely fucking...
That is always upsetting.
Yeah, so that's, you know, like seeing your dog, you know, like that dog reminds me of, you know, my Ella. You know, she's like the fucking dopest dog, and that's how she is. Just the dopest dog.
Sometimes you get them ones, man. They just turn into fucking assholes.
Hey, everyone could be an asshole. You know, sometimes the ladies, y'all motherfuckers like assholes. I don't care what you say. Y'all like when we a little mean. Y'all like when we don't agree with you. You know, like you like when we, I don't know. You like the shit. Otherwise, you wouldn't put up with it so much.
Facts.
But yes, man. So born and raised in Bay City.
Yep.
So what was like childhood like for you?
Man, I grew up musically inclined. Really, I grew up with my dad singing all the time. My dad was a singer, a really fucking good singer. And
how old were you that you remember when that was happening?
Shit, 3 years old, something like
Oh,
that. Like 3 years old. My dad got me my first piano when I was 4.
What the fuck? Open the can of worms early and fucking fish. Let's go.
I remember it forever. I had it until I was like 16 years old. I had my original piano that I ever got. I've been playing piano since I was 4. I don't read music or anything. I can hear it and play it. That's literally how it goes. And I remember when he brought me this little fucking thing home that he got from a garage sale, because he was a truck driver and he caught it at a garage sale somehow. He was doing something, and I got it, and in like a week or two, I learned like 6 or 7 different songs, like Beethoven and shit like that.
Damn!
Just little shit that I was like, things that I've heard, like obviously Beethoven was like one of the biggest piano players that I like knew off the top of my head, you know what I mean? And I was like, ooh, let's just learn some Beethoven. So I just listened to Beethoven on hours and hours on end until I knew how to play it on the piano. And then I went from doing that to attempting to compose my own music. This didn't happen until I was like 7. Pretty much from the time I was doing that till I was 7, I was literally just adding to the library of songs I know how to play.
Piano was the main thing you were doing?
Yeah, that piano was pretty much, I mean, I was singing a little bit, but like being a pre-pubescent, like you just don't have, like, you know, being, you don't have puberty, you know, you always sound like a little girl when you're younger and shit. So my voice wasn't really like anything that
it wasn't your mature voice.
No, it wasn't even that it was mature. It was just like it just wasn't good like I wanted it to, you know, like I thought it was. It just needed to be better. And my dad always gave me like pointers and tips and tricks on how to be better at that shit. And my dad was really, really good at singing. My dad was born in the 50s, so like I grew up listening to like every fucking music from 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you know, my generation of music, you know what I'm saying? So like I grew up with very versatile music, and that's all I really had.
And you can play the piano? Man.
That piano started it.
Yeah.
Piano was the very first thing that I ever did that is musically anything. Before I even sang or anything like that. I always just listened to my dad sing. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't even try to sing. I was like 4 years old. Like my son's 4 right now. It'd be like my son trying to sing. It just doesn't
sounds
happen.
Crazy though, right?
Yeah, it does. It didn't happen.
My daughter loves to sing, and she's like fucking.
My daughter loves to sing too. She's crazy because she can hit a pitch. She knows her tones really well. Like if she hears like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or something like that on TV, she'll sing it. She doesn't know the words all the way, but she'll know the cadence of it. Yeah. And she'll hit the notes that it's singing on the TV like perfectly.
You have 2 kids?
Yeah, 2 kids. I have a boy and a girl.
How old your girl?
She's 2.
She's 2?
Yeah.
Already singing.
Yeah, she the most iconic video I've ever seen. She had a drumstick and she was tapping Bingo Was His Name-O.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I have a video of her doing that. She was tapping on the wall. Bingo Was His Name-O.
How would you feel if your kids wanted to get in the music industry?
Oh yeah. For sure.
Welcome with open arms.
For sure. I feel like they're in the perfect place to start.
To grow, for sure.
To grow, because not only
getting the best of the best at such a young age.
Not only because I can be right there to show them what to do and stuff like that, but I've seen people like 4 or 5 years old running studio shit, running DAWs and shit like it's nothing, and it like blows my fucking mind. I'm like, dude, that shit took me forever. I don't understand how these little kids doing that shit. I'd be crazy if I seen my son doing that though. That'd be awesome. My son does like music though. Like, there's this one song that I made. It's on my SoundCloud. It's called Greed. It's off my soon to be 7 Deadly Sins album that I've been working on for 5 fucking years.
This is Greed on the Repeat EP.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
The only reason it's the Repeat EP is because everything that I had on Melamate's page was moved to that page.
Okay.
So it's like I started over. So all those songs were already posted, so I just called it the Repeat EP.
Okay.
And there's a song on there, Greed, and my son was like 2 at the time, and I was making that song in the studio, and he just vividly remembers me doing that.
Damn.
So he calls it his song, you know, because I picked him up and we were dancing to the song and stuff like that. Because like right when I finished it, we were listening to it, and he was like dancing it and stuff like that with me, and it stuck with him.
Those moments are so fucking precious, though.
And it stuck with him. So every single fucking time he gets in the damn car, Dad, I want to hear my song, and I have to listen to my own song on repeat.
That's awesome, though.
It is, but it gets annoying. I'm
not
gonna lie.
Right. He said, I'm getting stream after stream after stream, though. Motherfuck it, though.
And it's either that, Joji, or Lil Wop.
Lil Wop. Lil Wop, y'all. Who is Lil Wop?
It's Lil Wop. He's a rapper that was signed to Gucci for a minute, but he got fucking kicked off Gucci's label. He does like really like trap music kind of, but it's like different. It's really weird. Hard ass 808s. That's what my son loves it. Excuse me. He calls it his bumping song.
His bumping song.
Because I have
he knows what he likes. Dad's got some good taste. He's like
the Bose stereo system in my car. It'd be dumping. So like at first I thought he just liked the beat, and no, he started listening to that shit because he picked up some lyrics on that shit that he shouldn't have said.
Yeah. Speaking of bumping, talk about the sound decibels and like just the simple like breakdown of it, because there's a whole fucking literally when I say that the first time I was ever here, you know, when I swear when I was watching him, he's literally just, you know, and I'm just thinking, me and my wife were here with McNass, and he's cooking up a banger, and I'm just like, damn. I'm just looking at fucking watching him, and it's just so many things. Pulls out a whole fucking, you know, piano thing on the thing, and it was just bang, 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 bam. Go back right into it.
I do make it look quick.
It is crazy.
And I don't even purposefully mean to do that. It's just because my brain's 1,000 miles.
You're going, yeah, you're moving.
So like I'm so focused on, and McNass knows, or everybody knows that if something doesn't happen the way I want it to, I get immediately pissed off. Like, if I'm, like, moving through and I click something wrong, it's over. I'm pissed off. I fucking yell at my screen. I don't give a shit.
Like a perfectionist.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, if I'm trying to do something and it's not, like, I'm trying to click a track or something and I'm trying to tweak it or move it and it's not clicking it or something and it's fucking up my workflow, I get so pissed off. I immediately, like, fuck! Immediately.
What's the best and worst thing about being a perfectionist in your eyes?
Just that.
Yeah.
Fucking being a perfectionist. Because I've learned, though, because everybody knows. And I always see funny ass memes about it. It's like a skeleton laying on like a big sport or something like that in a studio, and it's just a skeleton, and it's like the mix is perfect, and it's just some dude dead. Because it's literally, you can sit there and mix forever.
Right.
I can sit there and mix for days on end, but you have to know when to stop. But you also need to understand that with ear fatigue, the more that you're in a mix, the thinner the mix starts to sound. So the thinner the sound gets, you start taking away and or adding frequencies that you shouldn't be adding because your ears are tired of those frequencies. So you increase those frequencies to hear them again, and then by the time you're done and your ears are rested, the next day you go back and listen to it, all that shit's too loud. The highs are too high or something like that. It's too harsh, or the bass is too much because you added too much bass, or you cut out too much bass, or stupid shit like that. That's so little tweaks that are just time consuming that I'm like, I have to like make sure it's perfect. Like
you're like a licensed ear doctor.
Ironically, and you're gonna be like, what the fuck is? I'm tone deaf.
Really?
I am tone deaf, and I am 50% deaf in my right ear, and 25% deaf in my left ear.
So if you've told him some shit and you've asked him about some type of song, asked if he can mix or do some shit in his right ear, now y'all know. If he didn't get back to you, so make sure you tap the fuck in. And get with them.
The thing is though with that is I feel like it makes me more in tune more because
in tune with your star player.
Well, that because like Beethoven, he was deaf. Beethoven was deaf and he played the piano. Look at all the shit that he composed, and all from vibration essentially, and knowing what the piano sounded like. He knew what the notes were like. Like Ray Charles was blind. Stevie Wonder's blind and can fucking play piano. Like
fucking incredible.
So I used to like
shout out Stevie Wonder too. He's from Saginaw, Michigan.
So like Ray Charles was probably my biggest inspiration in music that really got me into like focusing more on piano playing, because the first time I ever watched the movie Ray with Jamie Foxx, like
powerful movie.
For some reason it shook me. I'm like, this man was blind and could do some crazy ass blues shit that nobody could ever fucking think about doing on the piano, that can see and can't do that shit. Blew my fucking mind. So like I tend to be more in tune with my music. I can feel the vibrations. Like a lot of times I'll touch my speakers. I like stick my fingers in
when I seen that shit, I was like, what the fuck?
Stick my fingers in where the subwoofer, where the air comes out. I stick my hand in there because I can feel the frequencies. And sometimes I just touch my desk because my studio monitor stands, they'll bring the bass down to the floor and it kind of vibrates my desk. So I can generally tell if the low end is too much. Or like in a vocal, if I solo the vocal, I can tell if the low end's too much because I can feel it. And I don't really listen for it, I feel it. If I still feel the bass, then I need to cut it out a little bit more. I still want to feel the bass, just not as much as I'm feeling it. But I mean, I still hear certain frequencies, like mids. My ears are very keen and tuned to mids in the vocal, because those are the shiniest part of the vocal. That's the highlight of the vocal, is your mid. Because most mics, all the way back to the fucking 50s, were very mid sensitive. Nowadays, they're a little bit better. The frequency range is from like 24 to like 24,000. Back in the day, it was mids. That's why everything was like Sunday. That's why everybody sounded
Sunday.
Like,
come on down.
Yeah, like
2 for 30.
We got 2 for 30 spark plugs. Like they all sound like Quagmire.
Yeah.
Because they all had that. I think that's where Seth MacFarlane got that voice from.
Oh yeah.
Was Quagmire to do, because he used to listen to old radio things, and the admin had that MIDI voice. Because the mics were sensitive to mid voice, so everybody had that voice.
Right.
And so that mid range is the sweet spot. If anybody ever has a problem with the fucking mix, Start in your mid. Start in your mid. You'll find it. You'll fix it. You could
Giving y'all free game right now.
sometimes it's not even the vocal. Sometimes it's the beat. Sometimes you gotta EQ the beat and the mid and tuck it down to fit the vocal where that is. Because the mid and the beat is overpowering the vocal. Sometimes you need to. Some people think they need to turn the vocal up to overpower. Nah, just cut out that frequency a little bit in the beat. Your vocal will sit right where it needs to be. Sometimes people overthink it. Louder is not better. Louder is not better. Don't turn things up.
So if you could choose one, being an artist, being a tattoo extraordinaire, or being a fucking engineer, what do you enjoy the most?
Oh, I enjoy tattooing and music both equally.
Yeah.
They're the only two things in my entire life that I've ever been able to fully focus on and be accustomed to without distraction. Like, without, like, squirrel kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I will literally stare at a screen and not blink and forget to blink for hours. Engineering, I will not even realize that I haven't blinked, and I'm like, fuck, my eyes are dry. Or, like, with tattooing, obviously I have to. I'm sitting here 100% focused on a tattoo that's permanent. I can't fuck up. So, like, it really let me focus on things and shut my brain off for a minute and focus on one thing. Even though my brain's going 100 miles a minute when I'm mixing, it's the only reason it's doing that is because I have so many ideas that are going on. Yeah. I'm like, ooh, I got to do this. I want to do this. Now I have to get there. I want to get to the point to where I can do those things.
Right.
So, like, I'm trying to get
so many different pieces.
Yeah. So I'm just adding things and changing things, and that's when effects start coming in and stuff like that. But if I really had to choose between the two, like if I was like, okay, this is going to be your job or your career for the rest of your life, it'd be music. For sure. Yeah. For sure. If I could make a sustainable living as much as I do off tattooing, off music, I would do that 10 times. And I would tattoo on the side instead. I wouldn't do music on the side and then tattoos. I would do music and then tattoos on the side. I would still tattoo. I'd always still tattoo. Yeah. I've been tattooing since I was 13 years old.
He said, you ain't getting me to do one. I love all three.
Facts.
And it's possible to love multiple things, So that's why, shout out to all my polygamous people out there, you know what I'm saying? It's possible to have multiple partners, you know what I'm saying? Free love, one piece, one groove. You know what I'm saying? Get groovy, stay groovy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
all that good jazz.
I definitely noticed as I got older, the more I got more accustomed to doing both of them at the same time, because they're not the only two things that I do. I have the jack of all trades over here.
Yeah.
And
you fuck with cars.
I don't fuck with cars.
No, not anymore.
But yeah, no, just one of the things that I just stuck on was, because I've been doing tattooing and music about the same amount of time. I started tattooing around 13, and I had my studio building right before I turned 14.
Damn.
And then,
I
didn't have, believe me, I didn't start where everybody thinks you start. You're talking, I'm 25 years old, so long ass time ago. I started with, and I always tell people this, don't hate on equipment. Don't get all this shit and not know what you're doing with it. Just because you have the equipment doesn't mean you have the knowledge. Don't buy a bunch of shit if you don't need it. Right. You don't need an $800 microphone. I can take a fucking iPhone microphone, which I've done. I've proven it. I've taken iPhone headphones that somebody recorded to their phone, put it into a studio, and made it sound like it was recorded on a $200 microphone.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's all about engineering. As long as you're, don't get me wrong, an expensive mic will help. It'll help you get to that sound faster. You don't have to do as much to the vocal. But 9 times out of 10, it's just a longer process to do everything that you're trying to do. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I have a weird process with a lot of shit, now that I think about it.
That's the pros and cons of being a perfectionist.
I don't know about that. I feel like I feel like the biggest con of an engineer is that I listen to music as an engineer. Right. That's why I don't like to listen. Not only do I not listen to other music for that purpose, but I don't listen to a lot of music anymore because I overanalyze, but it also starts affecting my music, because I don't want to sound like anybody. I don't want somebody to be like, oh, you sound like this person, or you sound like this person. I actually take that as like offensive, because I don't want to do that. Right. So if you tell me I sound like somebody, I'm going to go and not sound like
what? I want to sound one-on-one.
I'm going to go sound like somebody else. I'm going to go sound like me. I'm going to do what I can to get off to sound like, I'll never do that again to sound like that. I need to do this now to sound like me. I'm me. So small things like that I do that in the perfectionist, but like I don't like to listen to music because like it just affects you. It affects you. Like, I overanalyze everything. I can hear beat cuts where they're sloppy with it because 9 times out of 10 nobody's listening to that shit. When Joe Blow listens to a song on the radio, they're not listening to it as an engineer. I do. So it's a curse. It's like I'm not even listening to the song. I'm not enjoying.
God, let me fucking engineer and finish your song.
Yeah, like I'm not even enjoying listening to the song. I'm really over tedious on it. But there are a few songs that I listen to that is like perfection.
Right.
Like the whole Dawn FM album that The Weeknd did. That whole fucking album is perfection. That whole album is perfection. Like from beginning to end, perfection. They did that. They fucking did that. The Weeknd did that shit. His engineer is so good. Like I'll always say that his engineer, the Weeknd wouldn't be shit without his engineer. Most artists wouldn't be shit without their engineer, but the Weeknd in specific would not be anything without his engineer. The same thing with Drake. Drake's sound that he got all came from his engineer. That like underwater sound, like where his beats sound like they're underwater and stuff like that. That's all from the engineer doing that shit and the producers and shit. Drake ain't got shit to do with that. Drake don't even got barely shit to do with his own lyrics. The fuck? I fuck with Drake though. I do. He's tough. You can't hate on somebody that's on the billboards every 5 minutes.
Jersey Drake, check me out. Come and laugh on the motherfucking north side.
You can't be mad at somebody that's top billboard every fucking time he drops anything.
He's a legend.
He is a legend, and
he is a fucking legend, let me tell ya. But he's got a team.
He does.
He's got a fucking team.
He does.
So play your fucking positions, folks, and fucking win.
For every artist that somebody looks up to, there's somebody behind them that makes them sound like that. Unless they're doing their own music, like Russ or something. You know, like Russ does everything.
Russ is a motherfucking goat, too.
Russ does everything. And you know what's funny as fuck is that when Russ first started popping and shit like that, I was already doing shit. I was already doing shit for like 5 years before Russ started even popping off. So like I was already like engineering and making my own beats and trying to engineer my own tracks and shit like that. He just fucking utilized the fuck out of that. God damn it. He really utilized that shit. He's so good at that shit. But he doesn't record on expensive ass shit though. Right. There's been multiple interviews where Russ, back to the equipment that I was saying, where Russ will say like, you don't need all that shit. $3,000. $3,000. And that's everything. That's plugins, that's computer, that's mic, that's interface, that's speakers, that's everything. $3,000. You get everything you need to make music. Right. That's not even like the beginner starter pack. That's just like a Russ setup. Like I go to a hotel room and record. You know what I mean? Rod Wave records on his tour bus 9 times out of 10. Right. 90% of his songs you can literally hear that he's on a tour bus, and he'll literally say it 9 times out of 10 too. But because he's always on the road, so you're not gonna fucking stop at studios. Right. You know, going through states and shit like that. I got places to be. They're gonna record right here.
Right, and I swear P3SO, he fucking did it right in the back of the. Yeah. What was it? The fucking. It was, I don't know, Maserati or some.
There's shit. There's a lot of people that do. Like, if you don't have a place to record record in your car. Yeah. Your car is so quiet, especially like at night. You sit in your car and just sit in there and just in the peace quiet. It's so acoustically treated in there without even realizing it, because it's meant to listen to music. You know, all the speakers are meant to bounce perfectly for the driver to listen properly. If you need to record something, you don't have like an acoustically treated room, car.
Putting y'all on game, y'all better fucking. And if you ain't got a car, you better get your aunties, because you know she got one, hauling all y'all asses around.
If you ain't got a car, you know you got a fucking comforter. Get underneath that bitch with the damn mic. It's gonna get hot under there though.
Ooh, he's talking about the blanket. If you don't know what a comforter is. But yeah, so growing up from 4 on to getting your own studio session, you was obviously hitting the piano, killing that shit. Did you? What was the atmosphere like at school? Was you trying to find like musically inclined folks, or was it?
Hell no, was
it easy to make friends, or?
I was so low key with music.
Yeah.
All through everything. Yeah. From middle school all through high school.
Even though you was on some Beethoven shit?
Yeah, I mean, I played piano. Like,
how come you didn't share it?
I don't know. I was very self-conscious about it. I was very self-conscious and very insecure about it, because I was very afraid of judgment, like negative judgment. You know what I mean? Which now I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you like my music or not. I don't make it for you if you don't like it. But when I first started doing things, I was like very nervous on what people were gonna think of it. Like, damn, if people think this is trash, and then I'm gonna feel like I'm trash. You know what I mean? So I didn't want that to affect me, but I also was building myself, hiding behind the scenes, perfecting everything that I do.
Yeah.
You know, without anybody knowing. And then all of a sudden I come out of nowhere with something, and they're like, oh shit, what the fuck? When the fuck did you know what I mean? It's like a surprise. Like, more people be like, oh shit, I didn't know he did music. Let's go click it. Let's go listen to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I did like little things. Like, when I first started getting good at what I do, I did like Facebook videos, like, you know, rapping and, you know, in the mic and shit like that. Like, people posted a lot on Facebook and YouTube and shit back in the day. Yeah. And I did that a lot back in the day, and I popped off a little bit on that, but I wasn't very big in promoting. I'm really bad at it.
I love fucking promoting.
I'm so bad at it.
Yo, we got to collab on some shit. I'll definitely promote some shit for you.
I'm very bad at it.
We will go crazy.
I'm very bad at it because I either forget or like I just don't got the time because I'm always doing a bunch of shit.
Yeah, you're busy as fuck.
So I just don't have the time to do it. And I feel like when I promote more, it'll make a bigger difference, but it's fine till now. Like, I mean, I have some songs that people know, and like when I perform them, people like them. So
fuck around and find out. Let's play that shit, man. This is FGP Radio, episode 139. Track number 1 of the night is P3SO on all platforms. You can look them up. P3SO, P3SO. Don't get it wrong. It's not an E. It's a 3. Just like this episode. 139. Out on all platforms. I don't own the rights to this motherfucking shit, but he does. He's allowing me to play it. So go run that shit up. Go follow. Go show some love. I am the face that stares back at you from the shadows. It roars. Hollowness at the heart of all your hopes, Alexandra. I am invisible.
Break that bitch. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. If you fucking with me, nigga, and it's signed out. I can see you so sure, nigga, blind out. Never thought I'd pull it with them hollow, blow your eyes out. No time out, nigga, giving when he's spitting. Got him stuck, they listen, cause they ain't never heard of no nigga like me. They be tripping like these bitches who be fucking dirty niggas. And wonder why no one ever wanna make it white me. Always gonna make excuses, mad, cause I gotta be so damn ruthless. Acting like a nigga unnuisance when I pull up and the way so stupid. Ain't on me, steady stay low key. P3SO don't wanna go on how to act a fool, but they wanna always be testing me, talking like I heard you really ain't got the tool. I'm gonna find out. Fuck me, find out. I'm gonna find out. Fuck me, find out. I'm gonna find out. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. I'm so tired of hearing all these pussy niggas talking shit. You won't say it to my face, cause I know that you really a bitch. You know I gotta keep it 100. Only real motherfuckers even know what I'm talking about. You to try to get your bitch took cause she love me, but she sending news to my boy, it's your mama how. If you blowing up a phone, but she blow a nigga like a Nintendo. In the back of the bendo, but you ain't finna do not a thing you shook from your own shadow. I'ma hit him no Rambo. Headshot, never miss him dead shot. Watch him go and knock a nigga off his feet. Lead drops, watch him get shell shocked. While they ask me, was I really in these streets? I'm gonna find out. Fuck me, find out. I'm gonna find out. Fuck me, find out. I'm gonna find out. Fuck around and find out. Fuck around and find out. Make sure you go run that shit up. P3SO. Fuck around and find out, man. I mean, that an accident.
Yeah, how did that song get created?
I was fucking around with the sample in the beginning of that. It's from the movie Wishmaster.
Wishmaster? I ain't never seen that shit. We gonna have to look that one up, and you can watch that movie right there. Cause I ain't never seen it.
It's an older movie. It's a Wes Craven movie. It's it's around the time he did Nightmare on Elm Street. It was around that time.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Actually, Robert Englund's in it for a.
So it's a scary movie.
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Oh fuck!
It's pretty dope. It was. I just like that intro. It's a part of the movie where he's like a he's essentially like a genie, and he grants you 3 wishes essentially, but they're always fucked up. Like they're always bad. And one of her wishes, she wished to know what he was, because she didn't understand who he was or what he was.
Right.
And then it took him to his realm. It took her to his realm, and he was explaining, "You wish to know what I am," and that's what the intro is. And he just explains to her, "I am despair." And I just thought that shit's dope. And then the little creepy laugh I did, that's actually my laugh that's in there. And then I slew it down and transposed it down. It was kind of like a signature thing I used to do. I just did like a little creepy laugh before I did verses and shit like that. And it was just, I thought throwing it in there. And then it was around the time that the fucking TikTok was going around, of the old guy that goes, see, the more that you fuck around, the more you're going to find out. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's that TikTok that dude does that, and that was stuck in my head.
Fuck around and find out.
So and it's something that I say all the time anyway. A lot of my songs are things that I say.
Yeah.
Like I have a song called "Got Me Fucked," and I always say "You got me fucked up" or "You got me fucked" or something like that. So I made a song called "Got Me Fucked." So when I said I was listening to that beat and it dropped, and I just said "fuck around and find out" like that, and I was like, "Ooh, I kind of like that." And then I was like, "But I don't want to keep saying that," so I said "fuck around and find out," and "fuck with me, you'll find out." But I was like, I don't want to say it in that normally, so that's when I did the transposed kind of thing that's kind of like trippy sounding and like lowered. And then I just went in straight in the verses.
He said I went engineer mode and went fucking ham. Gave you a little bit of the fucking ham roll up. He gave you a little pork rinds. He gave you a little bit of pulled pork.
And because the 808.
Busted that ham down and sliced it up.
The 808 is so fucking hard that I had to fucking EQ it and engineer it to where I literally sounded like I was like right here in your face.
So when you say EQ, for the folks at home who don't understand, what is EQ for then?
Equalizing, or like there's different kinds of EQs, but generally you have like a pentametric EQ or a dynamic EQ. 9 times out of 10, most people use dynamic EQs if they're fucking with EQs. Like stock plugins are generally dynamic EQs.
To find out more information about those, this motherfucker's gonna be having some classes. We gonna set this shit up because this motherfucker's got a lot of information. And y'all, I see y'all motherfuckers sleeping. If you ain't here already, you should be at this. You should be. He should have been like, all right, I gotta go. This episode's gotta go. I gotta get that.
I would definitely do a class. I would do that totally. But the EQ is just, I look at it as like trying to make the vocal sound as natural as if I was talking to you in the room.
Right.
Or as if somebody, like if, McNass or something was rapping in the room with you.
Yeah.
What would it sound like to you? I do that, and then I blend it into the beat and just kind of do little nuances that make it more musically inclined, I guess, and effects and stuff. But EQ is your fundamental starting. You need it before you do anything. 9 times out of 10, you need EQ first.
And just out of starting your day, if you don't know about the 22 challenge, let me tell y'all, every single motherfucking day, 22 veterans and active duty service members, they commit suicide. And mental health awareness is important in this country, but we don't talk about it enough. So we're going to make sure we shine some light on this bitch every time we can. So the 22 challenge every day, do 22 push-ups. You can do it for 20 days, or you can just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I challenge all y'all. I challenge 22 of y'all to do it. And tag 22 people and vice versa, and, do that shit. Raise awareness, tag it. 22 challenge for vets, 22 challenge, whatever the case may be. Just go crazy with it. You can tag me. I'll fucking do some more with you. But either way, tag somebody, 22 minutes of push-ups, 22 minutes of whatever. We don't even have to be minutes. It could be 22 minutes on the bike, 22 fucking burgers you done ate, whatever the fucking case may be. 22 challenge. It's just 22 or something. You could,
22.
Yeah, it's whatever it may be. So make sure you check on your people. Make sure you're there for people. We just had this crazy ass show the other night, man. Afro, man. I'm wearing this afro. Oh, we're getting groovy today. But man, what a show it was. I wore the afro and man, you missed it. But man, we're gonna fucking keep you. We're gonna have visuals like you were fucking right there.
It did look lit from the videos that I seen.
Yeah.
It did look lit. There was a lot of people over there.
It was crazy.
Shit looked dope.
Yeah, I was asking a lot of people, like, man, what do you think about Afro Man coming to Bay City? And it was just like overwhelming support, just how big it is, how crazy it is. Hopefully we can get Sky Room back. And if you've seen that fucking, whole performance from McNaст, god damn strawberry jam, because that thing is fucking yim good. He fucking went crazy, y'all. Wore the fucking, like he was getting ready to go to a wedding. He was about to marry the fucking Mike and just have a fucking ball. And this man went fucking bananas. I'm talking gorilla, Donkey Kong jumping, bananas. You know what I'm talking about.
This man had a ski mask on and a tie.
And shout out to Pedro for engineering the first track I did.
It was
Wednesday, coming out
crazy. Hey, that shit was wild. Shout out to Ashton Parker. Shout out to G Rockwell. Shout out to Cookie Vanna. All of them motherfuckers went crazy. Cookie Vanna was first. Rumor had it he was going to share a track with Toby 989 and didn't. So, sad face. Sad face. So yeah, growing up, how was your relationship with like your mom and dad? You was close to your mom, close to your dad?
I was close.
Obviously, you were real close to your dad.
I was more close to my dad. I pretty much moved out of my mom's when they got a divorce when I was like 10.
Oh dang!
I moved in with my dad, and then my dad was a trucker, so he was really barely even home. So I was just chilling by myself all the time. Didn't really talk to my mom for like 4 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
And from like 10 to 14?
Yeah, I was maybe a little longer. I was
damn.
15.
What was it? What happened with like your like relationship? What
I was more just my dad essentially, so she just a little butthurt about that, I think.
Damn.
But yeah, no, I was mainly more with my dad. My dad taught me a lot when it came to music.
And you still sing actively?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You ever get him on the track?
Yeah, I have actually, and I need to get him on one again. Actually, I was just talking to my mom about it the other day. I was gonna go record my dad again.
That'd be dope.
He's very talented. He used to do like karaoke at bars and shit like that back in the day.
That's how you get good.
And when you meet him, you wouldn't expect it.
Right.
That's the easiest way I can explain. You meet him, you wouldn't expect him to sing like he does. It's just wild. Like he's like a Mexican George Strait. I don't fucking know. He's like
George Strait.
Yeah.
Hey, that's some good vibes.
I say George Strait because that's like my dad's favorite like country artist. That I remember vividly growing up. Every time he did karaoke, it was George Strait.
George Strait. I like Jamie Johnson.
Yeah.
Should have seen it in color.
My dad did a lot for me when it came to music. I know a lot of my music now is influenced from a lot of the music I grew up listening to, like oldies music. You know what I mean? Like a lot of I really adjusted my sound to be different because I've listened to all these different genres.
Right.
So I really try to not sound like anything because I have all that knowledge of music. So I use it. You know what I mean? I want to use it. So
if you don't use it, you fucking will lose it.
Yeah, you will.
There is a whole lot of shit I learned in school that is no longer there.
Bro, there's shit that people ask me to do, and I'm like, I haven't done that in a long time. Toby just hit me with that shit.
But you know what? One thing is true. You'll always remember how to roll a blunt. You learn once, you will learn forever. Hey, that is the truth. I know motherfuckers who can do that shit blindfolded. Go to the joint and fucking come out and fucking rolling doinks fucking still. Yeah, they've been rolling up tobacco in the joint with toilet paper. They're fucking perfecting a joint.
I fucking bet.
Man. Speaking of man, that man moment fucking when you shared you got your eye, you have cause like I said, I thought your eye was like a tattoo.
Oh yeah, my scar is that right here?
This man almost lost his life.
Yeah, that was entertaining. I was working on a 65 Cutlass that I got, and I was working on it all weekend. I essentially rebuilt the whole car in the weekend, every day, all day, like 6 o'clock in the morning, all fucking day. And the last day, all I had to do was install a shifter because it had like this kind of shifter. I wanted a slap shifter on the floor.
Oh, going down.
Yeah, I didn't want this. I wanted this. You know, like a ratchet shifter.
Right.
It was a Cutlass. Why the fuck am I gonna have this? I don't know. It just bothered me. So I was like, fuck it. I'll just install it real quick. It takes 2 seconds. It's not even that hard. So I had steel ramps that had, the bows in it for tires, and I pulled the car up on the ramps. I had a jack as well, and I had boards on the back tires, but that obviously didn't fucking matter. I was underneath the car trying to disconnect the previous drive line, the shift link from the transmission. I went this way. It came down like this, and it went over here to the transmission. And I was just trying to disconnect it from the transmission to run the new line of the shift cable underneath to rehook it to the transmission. And when I was trying to do that, I pulled it, and it clicked into gear, but it went into reverse. Thank God. If it would have went in edited gear, I probably would have been dead. But I had my phone above me for a light. I'm laying underneath the car. I scooch in to reach better. I pull the fucking thing to try to disconnect it. I put the car in gear. I hear a tick, and the car just rolls. It just rolls. Didn't stop. Nothing stopped. Nothing braced. Nothing. And my head didn't stop the fucking car. What stopped the car was the car going into gear, and it hit. If it would have went in neutral, it would have just kept going. It would have just kept rolling. But it stopped and hit. And when it hit, it drug my head down the concrete, and the tie rod of the car was in my eyeball.
If you're feeling like you're gonna puke now, folks, it's okay. Take your time, pause the video, and come back. We'll be right back.
And when the car fell and it hit me, obviously my eyes closed. Everything went black. I thought I was dead immediately. I was like, oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. And I didn't. I was like, and I flailed trying to get the car off me, and I was screaming, and my dad was sitting right there the whole time. He didn't even know the car moved. He wasn't even paying attention. He thought I hit my hand or something, because I yelled. I was screaming. He thought I fucking hit my hand or something, or got my hand caught, or didn't even realize the car fell. Then he got up and looked down the engine bay and seen that I was stuck, and immediate panic mode for my dad. And my dad had a stroke in 2018, so he couldn't do much. So I'm pinned against the concrete in the car, and the car had air ride, so I could kind of move it a little bit. And I tried to pick it up and move it out, but I couldn't get out. So my dad jacked up the car as much as he could with this fucking shitty ass jack. It wasn't enough to pick the car up, but it was enough to just get the pressure off my head, so I could move my head off the concrete, because my head was straight pinned against the concrete. And I went to try again, like pick the car up and move out, and I felt it in my face, so I just stopped. I was like, I'm not moving, because I'm gonna make it worse. So I just sat there, and I called the ambulance from underneath the car. I grabbed my phone that was up here. The whole time the car moved, it didn't move my phone or nothing. The phone stayed right here. I grabbed my phone, unlocked my iPhone, called the ambulance, told them where I was, tell them what was going on. They started asking me irrelevant ass fucking questions. Pissed me off. My baby mama came outside, and the situation was so chill at this point. Because once I realized I wasn't dead, I was chill. Once I wasn't bleeding out, I was chill, because even if I was bleeding, I knew I needed to slow my heart rate down, or I was gonna fucking bleed worse. Right. So I just needed to chill and breathe and fucking relax. So as I did, she came outside, and we all have dark sense of humor, and my dad was like, the car fell on him, and she was like, yeah, okay, like as a joke, until she heard dispatch on the phone, and then she realized, oh fuck, like this isn't a joke, and she went 0 to 100 real quick, and the fucking lady on the dispatch was like, who's that over there? Can you give her the phone? So I just fucking chucked my phone, because that bitch was pissing me off. And then where my dad's house is, I could hear where the ambulance, because the hospital's not that far. And I heard when the ambulance pulled out and he was coming, the lady fucking came up and shined the light underneath the car and said, you need to get out from underneath the car before it falls again. And I'm like, I can't. Like, that's the whole fucking reason you're here. I can't. You know what I mean? And then the other dude,
Did you know it was stuck in your eye?
Oh, I knew. Okay. I told the other paramedic that came around the side of the car and flashed underneath the car. He was like, we're going to need a jack. And I'm like, yeah, I know. You're going to need a tow truck or something, please. And he was like, he was trying to talk to me, like, just talk to me. It's just general conversation. And I told him, I was like, my eye's gone, bro. I just kept saying that, my eye's gone, bro. And he was like, you don't know that, eyes are flexible and shit like that. I'm like, don't beat around the bush. I'm not dead, but my eye's gone. It's fine. Right. You know what I'm saying? Damn. Don't try to don't try to calm the situation.
Lord!
You know what I mean? Like, don't try to calm the situation. I already know what the fuck's going on. They had 2 tow trucks, 2 fire trucks, 2 ambulances, 2 squad cars, all up in that bitch, and all the fucking whole neighborhood was outside. Obviously, so much commotion. You know what I mean? And they jacked the car up 1.5 times. So I was able to slide my head out, and I got up, walked to the gurney. I could see through this I could see blood, but I could see. So my eye was still working. Obviously, I just could see blood, but I didn't see myself until like 8 hours later, like when I took a picture of myself for the first time. But this was after my face got stitched up and shit like that. But apparently, all this shit was just fucking dangling. Like you could just see my shit, like my skull and shit. It was gross. Got me into the gurney, got me into the ambulance, started feeding me IVs, gave me fentanyl in the fucking ambulance. They were like, "You ever had fentanyl?" And I'm like, "No, I've never even had anything worse than ibuprofen."
Fetty!
And they were like, "Okay, we're gonna give you fentanyl." And I'm like, I'm not in pain. I have nerve damage. I have nerve damage in my face. So I severed that nerve. I wasn't in pain.
Right.
They still gave it to me though. I was fucking high as a kite by the time I would block away. I was fucked up. And then I got to Saginaw. And I went to Covenant, and they were stitching my face and shit. They gave me Dilaudid on top of it, and I puked. And then I was Gucci after that. I cussed out a priest. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't know it was a priest.
How long has it been now?
Since my accident?
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. I had to wait a month for surgery. I had walked around with a broken face for a month. Couldn't drink through a straw. Couldn't bend down to grab nothing. I was literally like pretty much incapacitated. I couldn't do shit. I gained like 40 pounds in like 2 months. Couldn't do anything. It fucking sucked. But they had to make custom plates for my face. But also because of COVID, there was no ORs available, so I had to wait a whole fucking 30 days before I even get surgery. So I was walking around with a broken face for 30 days. Finally was able to get surgery. Got surgery. And then 2 titanium plates and a plastic plate later, I was able to like, I had a patch on my eye because my eye was sunk in my head. And after surgery, I still had a patch on my eye because my eye had to settle because of swelling and shit like that. So I was still seeing 2 pictures at once, essentially. So I had an eye patch on for like, I don't know, McNass, how long? Months. Fucking 6 months. And then I was finally able to take my eye patch off and see normal for the first time ever. And I'll tell you something right now, I never will ever take advantage of having 2 eyes ever again. My depth perception was so fucked up, I couldn't tattoo, couldn't do shit. My song A was actually engineered.
One of McNass' favorites?
That song was engineered on a completely different beat, on a completely different tempo, on a completely different song. I found a completely different beat that I liked more, copied and pasted, and Dr. Dre'd that shit on the new beat, and you can't even tell that it was recorded on a completely different song, on a completely BPM, different key, all that shit. You can't even fucking tell. Because I was going to re-record it, but I couldn't. I had a broken face. Couldn't scream. Couldn't do my scream shit, so I had a broken face, couldn't do it. But a lot of fucking songs
fucking 50 Cent Kanye shit.
A lot of fucking songs
fucking
were made during that time, though. Spade's Too Late was made at my mom's house, because that's where I was recovering, was at my mom's house, because she had a hospital bed. And
we talked to Spade. He needs an acoustic version of that shit. We need to get him little fucking Inner Banks fucking blah, 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 blah,
all we had was a laptop. I had my brother's laptop. Shout out my brother. He had a Mac computer, so I just used that. I had I already had a mic and shit. I already had a mic set up. The only thing I didn't have was an interface, so Spado brought an interface over, and we recorded a fucking few songs. Too Late was recorded. A couple other songs that aren't released yet, that are on his what the fuck album is that? Sunset Carousel. That he's been working on. That was a collab album between me and him. That there's a lot of songs that were done at that time, but I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do anything. The only thing I could do for songs were old songs that I already had that I could finish mixing, or what I did with A, and just fucking crazy fucking puzzled it together. And I could show you the original A compared to the one that's released, and they're completely different things. Same vocals.
Which one do you love more?
The one that's dropped.
Yeah.
It's completely different beats, same vocals, copy and pasted. Just the tempo is adjusted a little bit, but copy and pasted straight over. Vocals are exactly the same. I showed Jay, and he was like, I like the beat, but I don't like it. It's because he's so used to the original, the A that everybody knows, like. So he didn't like it. He likes the beat. He's like, I fuck with the beat. It's hard, but I don't like it. It's weird now. Because I'm so used to hearing the other one. The other one's way harder. And I was like, that's why I did it on this beat instead. It's way harder. But yeah, it was a fucking experience, and I don't want to ever get underneath the car again. That's for fucking sure.
So that definitely deters you from being a mechanic.
Yeah, I still do stuff on cars. I just won't get underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I take a lot from me to get underneath the car.
Right.
I would probably never
do it.
ever, unless all four wheels are touching the fucking ground.
Never underneath it. If on a jack, kind of fucking.
And like all four tires got to be touching the ground,
Yeah.
and then maybe I'll get underneath the fucking thing, maybe. But I don't.
It's like a sign from God.
Yeah, I used to love working on cars. I used wrenching on cars as a spare thing, like a hobby of mine. Like I used to like making old cars.
Side hustle for sure.
Yeah, like street rods and shit like that, fixing people's cars or whatever. But after that, and everybody was talking shit like, oh, learn how to use jack stands and all this other shit. And I was like, bro, that's not what happened. Bro.
I know the bullshit comments were coming.
And I'm like, if I would have died, y'all would have still been talking shit, bro. Like my daughter wasn't even born yet. She was like, my accident happened in May. My daughter was born in September. So that amount of months. I don't feel like doing the math right now. But when my accident happened, she was pregnant as fuck. So my son was like 2 at the time. If I would have fucking died, y'all talking shit about somebody that died and left their kids behind and shit. Like y'all some assholes for that shit. Y'all couldn't just be like, damn, bro, I'm glad you're okay.
Right.
Don't sit here and talk shit about, oh, you don't know how to wrench on fucking cars, bro. But shut the fuck up, bro. Accidents happen. You don't understand that? Like, I could have been driving down the fucking road and happened. You know what I mean? Like, I could have got into a car accident. Same fucking concept. It's called an accident for a reason. It's not like I purposely was like, oh yeah, let's make this fucking car fall on my fucking face.
A lot of people show their colors, show their true colors when they really need to most.
Yep, and fucking
crazy.
And I'm gonna shout out Spado too, because every motherfucking day after my accident, Spado was at my house. I'll be fucking slumped off pain pills or something, bro. I wake up and that nigga's still there. He was still chilling, sitting on the couch on his phone.
Sure
I'm like, bro, you don't gotta be here, right? And he's like, I'm just chilling. But he was there the day I brought my daughter home. Spado was there. He was there every fucking day, almost every day. McNasty and them came by a couple times, like PJ and them, and come say hi to me. But it was a lot to see me like that too, because my face was fucked up.
Man, I can only imagine.
And fucking Henny was fucking talking to my dad and felt bad for my dad. Like him and my dad had a moment together, because fucking Henry was like one of the first people to find out that the car fell on me, and like. It just was so crazy. I was working on the car all weekend. I had a bunch of people over that were helping me wrench on the car, clean the car up and shit like that. Everybody knew I was working on that bitch.
Yeah.
And just freak accident. Never again. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, speaking of fucking, basically, you named goddamn near all the melons. So you know, speaking of Melon Made, you pretty much, you know, made like damn near 99% of their music.
Yep. Pretty much everything, if you were on like SoundCloud or something, pretty much everything from Scyther, Better Music?
Better Music was
Better
first,
Music
right?
was first? No, I think Scyther was first.
I think Scyther was first.
The original Scyther, not the remake on the Hour of Enlightenment.
On the album.
The other one, the original one. If you scroll way down
Yeah.
on SoundCloud, I think the first version of Scyther's on there still. That was when I first started engineering music for Melon Made, and from that point all the way up is on me.
So you've got this. Really look closely at a lot of them. What has been like? What would you say has been like? You know, a growth for them, or you know, like
I think,
what you've witnessed.
I think we all helped in that whole time span. I think we all helped each other in a lot of different ways. I feel like when me, McNasty, and IB first linked, this is before I even met Spade or Henry, or I already knew who PJ was. Like, me and PJ went to middle school together, so I kind of already knew who PJ was. And I knew him too because he worked at McDonald's at one point, and he worked at McDonald's with one of my homies.
Yeah.
So he always would be singing in the fucking kitchen and shit. And so I already kind of knew who PJ was. But when McNasty and IB first came over, they really had no knowledge of the engineering aspect. I mean, IB did engineer music. Like, he produced beats. So he kind of had a general aspect of how to do it. But producing beats and engineering vocals are not the same at all. So, like, I always told IB, I was like, you know, you have it. You just have to know how to tweak it just differently. It's not a kick. It's not a snare. You know what I mean? And me and IB sat down multiple times and kind of, like, I feel like everybody, to be honest with you, has sat down with me at least once or twice, and I've gave them breaking down on engineering and stuff like that.
Teach them how to fish.
Yeah, like McNast has been in there a few times.
That shit's rare. You don't see that.
Well, because I tell people all the time, I don't give a fuck. It's just because I'm telling you how to do it doesn't mean you know how to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? The ear of it is what takes the longest to develop. You can have the knowledge of it, but you can't. You got to hear what you're doing. Everything you're doing is so subtle in mixing at first that it doesn't seem like you're doing very much. But then when you play it all back, it's like a lot. It's like, wow, that made a huge difference now. And you shut it all off, it's like, man, that really does sound like shit. Turn it all back on, it's like, wow, that's really good.
Right.
Shit like that. But I think because McNast, a lot of people don't know this. Me and McNast actually linked up one time before him and IB came over to my house. But I scared the shit out of McNast, so he never came back.
Yeah.
he was intimidated.
That's so true.
He was intimidated because he came over and he was. This is when McNast was a baby though. Like McNast,
what, 15?
Younger than that, 14, bro. You were
bro.
How old are you right now?
23.
You were like 16.
Yeah.
You were like 16 years old. I was like 18.
Yeah.
At the time when we first linked
shit.
up. Yeah. Yeah, because he went to Winona. And I just left Winona.
Yeah.
And people were talking about McNast there.
Yeah, you were there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
You were there for 2 days
Yeah.
together.
It's groovy, y'all.
We're good.
How about you?
And I remember you telling me that too, that you were recording on shitty shit. And
Yeah.
I was recording on Sample Tude at the time.
Sample too.
You know,
Holy shit.
That shit's my software. I hate it now, but I love that bitch. I'll still use it if I needed to. I love that damn thing. It just takes forever compared to like Studio One. It's more like user friendly. I can do shit quickly compared to fucking Sample Tude. I gotta fucking add different shit and all this extra shit and blah blah blah. But yeah, that's the first time me and McNast ever met. But then we met obviously a couple years later, and him and IB came through and he did Scyther. That was the first song he recorded with me was Scyther. And it really opened him up to a new element of recording.
Yeah.
Because recording itself is an art. Recording itself is a degree. You can get a degree in recording just to be a recording engineer. Because recording itself is an art. It all starts with a good recording. The better recording you have, the easier it will be in the end. And the better your mix will sound. That's why I said sometimes having an expensive mic takes that, that off. You can really work and not have to worry about all this extra transient sounds and frequencies and shit like that. But I feel like we all helped each other grow in those kind of ways. Like I showed them different elements of music that they may not have been accustomed to at the time, like stepping out of their element. You know what I mean? Like I don't think McNast ever even thought about getting in an R&B song ever. No. And then all of a sudden McNast was on an R&B song. You know what I mean? And stepping out of his element and teaching him how to do different flows that he could utilize later in his actual music. And then IB and me clicked with R&B music because IB liked to do softer R&B shit at the time, and we would just like
how it's changed.
We would make like R&B bops together, and me and IB just vibed off each other doing that shit. And then when me and Spade got together, the first time, he was doing rap shit, but everybody was like, Spade can sing, but Spade didn't know how to sing on a microphone.
Damn.
So he didn't. Our first song that me and Spade ever did was Too Late. Or not Too Late. Excuse me, that's his fucking song. The fuck is that song?
Brisk Me.
How's it go?
Brisk.
His single?
The very first song me and Spade did together. His very first Feeling Me.
Yeah.
Feeling Me. Feeling Me.
Feeling good.
Yeah, I think it's on SoundCloud still.
Yeah,
That was the very first song that Spade ever sang on, ever. And he had no fucking clue. Sorry, Spade. Had no fucking clue what he was doing. But I walked him through it. Because Spade had it. Spade has the vocals to do it.
Yeah.
He just didn't know how to do it on a song. Didn't know how to do it in a flow and how to cadence it to where he would sound okay. And from that song till now, you can see how much Spade has grown.
The one you played with Chainless and him, good Lord, have mercy. Bag it up, Tracy. We want to, get this one out there ASAP.
Facts.
Chainless, you got a banger in that one. You got a banger for sure. Spade, you did your motherfucking thing too, baby. You did your thing too.
But that's another thing too, is that, it's in rapping and stuff like that. Like when we were all in the studio together, McNass, IB, Spade, PJ, me, a lot of the times PJ, McNass, IB would be chilling and Spade would be recording, or vice versa, somebody else in that increment. But 9 times out of 10, like somebody was recording and everybody else was just chilling. But everybody else that was chilling was more like a vibe in the room.
Right.
Like pointers and tips. And like when we made Can't Trust, me, PJ, and Spade, we were all just feeding off each other the whole time. Like literally just like that song came so natural.
freestyling
Yeah,
it
pretty much. We were we freestyled it essentially the whole thing before we even recorded it. And then we were like, okay, we need to record it. And we made Can't Trust. And fucking McNast and IB were all a part of that. They were right there the whole time.
Damn.
They were, because they were there for the vibes. Like
Just witnessing fucking certified bangers
When I
getting
did,
cooked up. Shout out Apollo.
I remember I made my song Gravity, that's on SoundCloud, on the Repeat EP. And I made that song in 10 minutes before they were coming over. They were coming over, and I knew they were coming over, but I was already in the studio, so I was just working on something. And I made Gravity in like 10 fucking minutes, and they came over, and everybody was, I'll never forget that, bro. That vibe was so lit.
When you made Gravity?
Yeah, when everybody came over.
Okay.
Yeah, bro, that shit was so fire.
I think Henny was there too.
Yeah, everybody was there, bro. Everybody was vibing, bro, having a good ass time. That shit is like a memory that I'll never lose, bro. That's the feeling of everybody having a good ass time to my song. That was a lit ass time. That was a good ass time. But again, everybody was very honest with everybody.
Yeah.
Like if something was ass, we would tell you.
Right.
And
It's gotta be that way.
It made us butt heads a little bit sometimes.
Everyone's getting better.
It make us butt heads sometimes because
Yeah.
like we are all very alpha
Right.
people. So having 5 alpha niggas in a fucking room together, and you're trying to make a song, and everybody else is saying it's trash, it frustrates somebody real quick. You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. That don't sound good. You know what I mean? And I'm very keen on doing that myself. Like a lot of times they don't have to do it because I'm very Gordon Ramsay with what I do. Space bar, do it again. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. I don't give a fuck. I'll make you do this shit 120 times. The most takes I've ever done is 186.
Holy fucking baloney.
Most songs, I've done 186 takes on one track. One, not total. One fucking track. You do what you gotta do to get a perfect recording.
Yeah.
I'll stop McNass in the middle of a goddamn bar. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so you stop me and you'll be like, where's McNass?
Dude, how many times have I done? He'll come in and start rapping because like you gotta get the energy up, right? So he'll come in and
I respect it. That's the greatest.
He'll come in, bro, all soft as fuck. Like McNass is bad. I'm like, okay, can you fucking bring McNass in the goddamn building? That's it. He's like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, my bad.
He's like, let me come correct real quick because this is fucking ass. And I've done that so many times to everybody, to be honest with you, because I'm like, I've done that to Spade.
If you know their best, you know they're best.
When you first come into the studio, you don't have really a vibe. You're just coming into an empty room with an empty booth, unless you already have a song pre-wrote. You know what I mean? If you have a song pre-wrote, you still got to get that energy up.
Right.
Because a lot of times I've stopped McNass, and he said a word, one word. No, stop. Do it again. Not even a sentence in. He didn't get to say a full word yet. Do it again. Already wrong. I don't like it. Do it again.
Right.
But it's always for the better. It's always for the better. I do it. I'm very blunt because I want it to. I'm not biased as an artist. I engineer so many people. I don't engineer it as I'm like, I'm gonna make sure McNass doesn't sound as good as me. I don't do that. I want to make sure that McNass sounds as goddamn good as McNass can sound.
So he wants to go to you for everything.
So then when McNass fucking needs to get a track done, I know that when McNass drops a track, that shit is 100% perfect. Other than SoundCloud fucks your tracks up. They'll smush them. They quiet them. Because if they're too loud for streaming services, a lot of streaming services are at like -12 LUFs, which is way lower than where you want to be.
LUS? What is LUS?
It's like another form of decibels. It's just a different way to read them.
Okay.
Okay. It's like true sound. Easy way to explain it. So there's true sound that you're hearing. And that's what the LUFs are.
If a lot of you are confused at home, like I am,
Google it.
It's okay. You're not alone.
Message me. I'll explain it. But yeah, you have like.
That's what happens when you go to school. And I'm going to talk about that. You went to school for this shit. So this man's got a little bit of education if you don't already know.
When I engineer everybody like Spade and all them, I always make sure they're the best possible way they can be. Like when I did Chainless and Spade, I made sure that Chainless was perfect. And then I made sure Spade was perfect. And then when I thought Spade was like a little bit different or a little bit sounded a little bit cleaner, a little crisper, a little bit better than Chainless, I went right back to Chainless and started fucking doing shit to him again.
Yeah, perfecting it.
Yeah, go back and forth until they sound seamless together.
Perfectionist. Hey, if you guys have been following along this whole time, make sure you count along how many times we've been saying perfectionist. Because this man is that, you know what I'm saying? So, perfectionist.
The perfectionist aspect of me really comes with the fact of just the art itself. I don't really charge like that. I don't charge.
You be blessing motherfuckers, man.
Because I'll bless you once, you'll come back.
Yeah.
I'll show you one time. Sound. Like, perfection, like, professional sound. I'll show you one time what your sound should sound like. And you'll never come back. Because then you're going to gotta try to do it somewhere else. You're gonna try to do it yourself, and you can't replicate it.
Yeah.
Because I do things differently. I really listen to it. I'm not here making money every hour. I'm not sitting here making money on somebody for a track and shit every 5 minutes. I'm not doing that shit. I'm gonna fucking do this goddamn track and get this goddamn track right. And you want to pay me for it later, then pay me for it later. But 9 times out of 10, I'm still gonna get clout from it anyway. You get clout, I'm getting clout off that shit too because I engineered it. So you can try to fucking, try to say I wasn't a part of it. Go ahead. I know I did it, and everybody's gonna know I did it because you're gonna need it done again. You know what I mean? You can try to say I didn't do it this time. That's fine. You're going to need it done again because next time you drop a track, it ain't going to sound like that.
Why do you think people don't give credit?
I don't know. I really don't know. I think it's because, like, just they want to seem like they do it all themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Russ type shit. They want to seem like they do it all. But not everybody can do that. Like, I do that. I do everything myself. Everything. But I can say that not everybody's accustomed to do that shit. Like, and you're not supposed to engineer your own vocal technically.
Right.
Like, you're not supposed to. I got very lucky, and my mentor showed me my engineering of my vocal. So I had a rough estimate on how to do it. So now I know where my vocal's going to be because I've been listening to my vocal for so long. I know how my vocal should sound, and being shown how to do my vocal and where my vocal sits really helped a lot. But 9 times out of 10. Engineering your own vocal is not a good idea because you don't know what you sound like.
Right.
Every time you hear yourself on a speaker, you probably think it sounds like shit or it's cringy. Like, damn, is that what I sound like? You don't know what you sound like because you're listening to yourself through your ears, and your ears from your voice talking to your ears. It's a subwoofer. You're getting all low frequencies, so your voice is actually less bassy than what you think it is, or louder, or more mid. You never know. Like, most people shouldn't engineer their own vocal. Like if McNass right now, I could teach him everything I know. If McNass was gonna go engineer his own vocal, he'd probably have a hard time doing it because he probably would do somebody else's, but he would because he's gonna be overly tedious on his own voice.
Right.
Because he's gonna be like, I don't like the way that sounds. I don't fucking sound like me, and he's gonna keep changing it until it sounds like him, but it never will. He has to, but he's been accustomed to his sound now, so he's seen me engineer his voice multiple times. He probably could do it. He probably could do it if he really tried, or if I gave him like guidance while he was doing it. I feel like he could do it, but I don't recommend people doing that, and I don't recommend people mastering their own tracks either. Mixing and mastering are 2 different elements. Don't do those for yourself. That's why there's literally mixing engineers and there's mastering engineers. There's 2 different engineers for a reason. Now you can do both, and I'm certified in both, but I don't mix and master in the same day. If I do, it's a rough master, and I will tell you this is master 1.
Where'd you go to school at?
I went to Berkeley for a little bit, and then I went to Full Sail after that.
Man, talk about the decision making for that shit. What led up to that?
Well, I did Full Sail online because I didn't want to go to campus. I don't want to go to state.
It's like Florida, right?
Yeah. My brother actually graduated second in his class in Full Sail for graphic design and video game design and shit like that.
Damn.
But I did it low key as fuck because I didn't want people to. Again, I did everything low key. I didn't want people to know what I'm doing because I wanted it to come out of nowhere as an element of surprise. And when I did 5 different courses to learn and get certified in 5 different things, and it was all things that I felt like I could that would help me in music. Music theory, recording, live sound production. That's why McNass looks at me every fucking 5 seconds when we're in a live show, especially when we're at like Flum and shit like that. You'll catch him looking at me. If you pay attention, catch him look at me, and I'll signal him what he needs to do. Like if something's too loud or something, because I can hear it. Even from behind the computer, I can hear that the vocals need to be turned down. You need to turn the beat up.
Right.
Level it out. They just because you're never supposed to rap into a dry microphone. You're supposed to have.
You're
something.
almost like mic checking it.
Yeah, but going into a show like that, it's a dry microphone, so you should technically speaking be like Travis Scott. He's not gonna fucking go on stage without autotune.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's not gonna rap into a dry ass mic. So you have to know how to custom that in the live setting like that. Me personally, I wouldn't do that. If I had the choice and we had the time to do it before a show, I would sit down and have the mics ready to go, EQ'd and everything. So then when people go up there and they rap into the mic, it'll sound like a real track. They won't be fucking bullshitting and having all this extra shit. It's just them and that's it. They don't have all this extra bass and raw sound, no reverb, no delay, no nothing. They just real authentic sound when you do it that way. But when you do dry, it just sounds like a dry vocal. That's why most people fucking bring the whole track instead of like a backing track to perform.
Yeah.
McNass does though. McNass brings a lot of regular tracks to perform, but also he doesn't have a lot of those tracks recorded.
It's
But
crazy.
yeah, there's
It's pretty crazy.
I went when I went to school. I did it because I wanted to have that edge. I didn't want to be what I call a YouTube academy, where people just YouTube things.
Yeah.
Just how to EQ a vocal,
Right.
how to use this, how to do this. That's great for bass lines. I'm never gonna knock that. Great for bass lines. Expect, like I just said, LUFs. You don't know what that means? Google it. It's gonna tell you what it means. You know, decibels. Google it. It'll tell you what it means. How to EQ. Google it. It'll tell you how to do it. Doesn't mean you know how to do it. Everybody's different. Every vocal, I could turn my computer on right now and my mic be a little different than it was yesterday, just because the way the mic booted up today.
Right.
It's never going to be exactly the same. So you have to know how to EQ those things out. You can't just look at somebody's EQ on YouTube and copy it. That's their vocal. It's not yours. That's not going to work for you. Even if it sounds okay, that's not your vocal. You see what I'm saying? So I call those people YouTube warriors or YouTube
It's
academy.
more than a studio session. You get educated.
Yeah, and I never wanted that. Like, I never wanted people to be like out of the loop of what I'm doing.
Right.
I'll explain. If you ask me, I'll explain.
You want to keep them hip.
Yeah, if I'm engrossed in it though, you might have to get my attention because I'm like really sucked into the screen or something. But like if you ask me a question, I will not hesitate to answer you. I will
Right.
tell you. And that's the thing. That's why I say I don't do this for money. I do it for the art. I want to make everybody as good as they potentially can be. That's why a lot of artists that I see potential in, I'll work with them. I'll come up to you and be like, "Hey, bro, fire. You have a lot of fucking potential.
Right.
Like, you just need that little bit of
Well, make
oomph.
that shit a little bit fire.
Yeah, you just need that little oomph in there, and let me show you some things to get that oomph." I just talked to Young Flacco about it because he does all his shit himself, and I was like, and that's cool if you want to do that. I told him, I was like, that's great that you want to do that. That's especially if you can't go somewhere. You know, you need to record by yourself at your house or something.
Yeah.
Great. Not everybody can get access to a studio right now, especially at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning when you all of a sudden got inspiration
Right.
like I do. But I told him, I was like, link up with me one time and let me show you something. Let me just show you some things real quick and let me sauce you up real quick and show you some shit. And I promise you, it'll take your shit to the next level that you never even thought about. Because when I heard Flacco for the first time, I was like, bro, he got so much potential. I kept telling everybody that. I was like, he has so much potential. And I'm not saying that his potential isn't reached. It's just I can show him different things and different elements that he never probably would have thought about because he doesn't have that education. You know, he's...
So I think about that too. Like I'll see like clothing brands and like you'll feel like their shit and it's like peeling off.
Yeah.
So you want to like, hey, let me get you plugged in with my man Darren out in Saginaw. Or
Right.
Let
You know,
me get you some embroidery.
Exactly, and you pay for quality.
Yeah.
Same. You're not paying for quality with me necessarily, but you're getting quality and experience at the same time. Because I know a lot about music theory and composition.
Shit you're teaching them is priceless.
Exactly, and the thing is, I'm not trying to change you, or I'm not trying to change your sound. I'm trying to show you things that you never thought you could do,
Right.
and that you're like, damn, that does make a difference. Holy shit, that's dope. I like that. That's crazy. I never thought about doing that. I'm gonna do that every fucking time now. That's gonna be like a signature thing of mine. I'm gonna do that every time because I fucking love it. Stupid things like that, subtle things like that. Damn, I never thought about fucking boosting the 10K in the EQ because it added a type of freshness that I like to my vocal, because I can't do that without harshness. There's just certain things like that you wouldn't know unless I sat down with you and showed you.
Right.
Like I said, you can Google it, you can YouTube it. Doesn't mean anything though. You can go on YouTube and learn how to tattoo. You can go on YouTube and learn how to drive. It doesn't mean you're gonna know how to do it. You know what I mean?
Y'all motherfuckers better be that type of learner.
And I just
I'm hands on.
I just try to bring out the fullest potential of that artist. If you're not happy with the track when we're done, it's because you haven't had the full potential unleashed yet. You yourself as an artist haven't unleashed that full potential. I'm only utilizing the potential that you're giving me.
Yeah.
So unless you give me all your fucking potential, we're not gonna get full potential of this track. There's multiple tracks where we've scrapped tracks. McNass is scrapped tracks. There's multiple tracks on the hard drive that are just chilling there, that are just fucking beats, or maybe a sentence or 2 lines that are just chilling there. Because we started it and it'd be like, this ain't it. I don't like this. I thought I did. I don't anymore. You know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that. There's so many things that are in a studio session that change your aspect on recording and making music. Like when people go to big studios and shit like that pay hundreds of dollars an hour, those people get paid for that shit.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they don't give a fuck what you sound like. They do not care.
How many shows have you done?
How many fucking shows have you done?
Fuck.
All of 2019.
God damn, bro. We did like fucking 80 or
In 2019 alone,
Yeah.
we did so many.
80 plus shows in 2019 itself, but then I took a sabbatical for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I from 2019 till FAFO.
So a good question would be the kind of how you talked about Flum earlier. How all your shows, how do they compare to Flum 4?
Flum is definitely a different aspect, and I think it's very good for artists that are new. And that's why when I do Flum, I don't bring too much energy. Because it's not really for me. It's for the artists that are not known, really.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And that's why it's like the underground music thing. And I'd like to see everybody else and like what they're doing. And I feel like it's a very good no judgment zone.
Yeah.
That people can just come and be themselves and not be judged and feel a little bit good about themselves and link and network with artists that are been doing this a little bit longer than other people, or that maybe you like their sound or shit like that. Like I've had people come up to me at shows and just be like, I fucking like the way that sounds, bro. I don't know why, but that's just awesome. And I would fucking love to do something with you. Like, bet, let's do something.
Fire.
Like, I want to get, because I'm just now getting back into the music again. I mean, I was making music for the 2 years that I wasn't making music socially, like social media. But coming back, the first song I dropped was Fafo. That was the first song I dropped in 2 years. And I wasn't going to rap anymore. He made me do it.
You're welcome.
Hey, shout out Protege. Shout out Protege.
Yeah, he got me back into rapping. I wasn't gonna rap anymore. I wasn't gonna do hype shit. I was just strictly gonna do singing stuff. And the only reason I was gonna do that is because everybody and their mama sing. Everybody and their mama rap. Excuse me. Everybody and their cat raps. Everybody raps. And I just feel like in a room full of 40 motherfuckers, only 1 or 2 of them motherfuckers are singing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to do that to stand out, and I wanted to do my kind of singing music that I like to do that brings vibes and smoothness to people. Like that makes them feel good, you know. That's why I like to do stuff like that. And I wasn't gonna do rapping. I wasn't gonna do hype shit. I wasn't gonna come back into that screamo shit. I wasn't gonna come back in with rapping shit like Fafo. I wasn't, but he told me to do it, so I did. And then from moving on from this point forward, I'm probably gonna be dropping some tracks that are random as fuck, like that I just have ready in the catalog that are done, that are gonna be completely different spectrums of Fafo. Not even on the same genre. They're gonna be in this completely different elements that are just going to be dropped randomly. But in the same process of me doing that, I want to get features with fucking everybody that I've networked with. Like, I want to get Flacco on one. I'm not going to fucking talk about Spade and McNass, and I fuck get them on right now. Apollo, I want to get Apollo on one.
Hey, to say the word, man, we'll start recruiting. I'll get them motherfuckers rounded up like some cowboys. I'm telling you what.
I want to get Apollo on a song. I want to get Flacco on a song.
Gotta get Al James. Gotta get Blue Moon. Them bitches are
cold. I want to get them. I want to get Rockstar Perp.
Yep, Perp.
Fucking fire.
His energy is fucking out of this world.
I fuck with his. I fuck with his looseness of music. He doesn't give a fuck. His
personality off the scene. You know what I'm saying?
I actually haven't had I haven't had a conversation with Rockstar.
Dope motherfucker, bro.
I've only,
music aside, that motherfucker's the coolest dude.
I've only like interacted with him while he was on stage. Like I was like seeing how he was interacting with the crowd. That's the only time I really had a conversation with him. But I fucking listened to his music, and I was like, I just love how outside of the box that he doesn't care that he's out of. He fucks. This is what I like to do. I don't give a fuck.
He came on episode.
I love that. Like he made a whole country bop, bro. That's just hard as fuck.
Country, he's got punk, he's got rock.
And he redid a whole ass punk song, bro. That's just fire as fuck, bro. Like who would have thought of that shit, bro? And it's funny as fuck because on a daily basis I do Blink 182 fucking Where Are You every fucking day.
Where are you?
Where are you? Like I do it all the time. And so like just hearing him do fucking Panic at the Disco, bro, made me like, what?
I'm so sorry.
Panic at the Disco, bro? That's crazy. I chimed in with a heavy meal never heard of. That shit was fire. I was like, damn.
Never letting the trapdoor close. We tagged Panic at the Disco a whole bunch of times, like probably like over 200, and they still didn't respond. So
hopefully they
what the fuck?
But yeah, no, like that. I want to get on him. I want to get on a song with him. What's that dog's name that was at Flum that turned that bitch up?
Oh, Cash Out.
Cash Out. I want to get that motherfucker.
Cash out, get your money to the bank and cash out.
I got him on everything.
Bro, all my niggas stunk. That shit was hard as fuck, bro. And I love making hype shit like that. Like that style, I love making hype shit like that. Shit that get everybody just fucking, let's go fucking punch somebody in the nuts.
I don't know if I feel that way for this next song that's on the track, but whoa. It's actually Protoje's fucking vibe. We've been going crazy to it. Y'all can go crazy to it and look it up. Whoa. Shout out Chainless, McNast, Mitten Visuals, and Zach Shields and his brand Third Eye.
Oh fuck, Zach! I want to get Zach on the track.
Yeah,
I messaged him. I messaged him the 2 days or the day after he left for Flum.
Yeah.
The day after or the 2 days after I messaged him, I was like, "Hey, bro, we need to get on some shit." And I didn't really get to showcase too much at the Flum because I really wasn't there to do that. I was just there to kind of mingle. But I feel like me and him could make some hype ass shit and some good ass music because I like his style that he does. It's similar to what I do personally, like that I like to do. Not shit that I do for the fans or the shit that I do for the crowd or for shows. Shit that I like to do personally. Zach does a lot of that same shit and I fucks with that. I told him, I was like, bro, you don't need to come here, nigga. I will go down there. I got my shit portable, bro. I will come down there.
Facts.
I would drive fucking all the way down to where you're at. It's not that far.
We got some connections. We can make some shit.
It's not that far. I told him I will come down there. If you come up, cool. If not, I'll come down there and we would get on a song, bro. Because he's fire. I want to get on a song with him.
Cincinnati down there.
There's a few artists that I've linked up with that I want to make a song with. Like me and Apollo really haven't had very many conversations, but me and him, I really want to get on a song with him because he has a nice sound. And Hella G, me and Hella G been talking. Me and Hella G gonna get on some shit soon.
Always walking backwards, Hella G.
Always gonna get on something with him. He's been bullshitting me. No, I'm just kidding. At Flum, he came up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, you know how I be?" And I was like, "Bro, you're good, bro. Just we'll link up when we."
So
can.
give me $30 right
now. I was like,
empty your pockets.
Give me
your shoelaces. Take them out.
We'll link up, and then we had that open mic show at BMO's, and we talked for a second, and he was talking about how he can't get that track that he was engineering right. And I was like, bring it to me. I'll get it right for you. And I was like, well, and he uses the same software as I do. So it literally is a plug and play. I can literally open his file and it'll pick up right where he left off. I don't gotta do nothing.
That shit is hot. Y'all. Zach Shields, whoa. I do not own the rights to this music. Zach, you let me play the song.
I swear I always keep 10 toes down. If you won't be there, then you better know you owe now. Lost a couple friends and I got some different hoes now. Smoking on that fire pack, I'm buying different bows now. Whoa, now, down. I've been getting high, like I'm really in the clouds now. Knew that I would make it since I dropped that shit on SoundCloud. Ain't even a rapper, little boy, you just a sound clown. I've been blowing up, making noise around my hometown. Oh, they loving my sound, they can feel the vibe. Just play this shit when you blow down. Had to up the drip.
And if y'all want to hear the rest of that shit, make sure you go download that motherfucking track. Make sure you go stream it. Make sure you go look him up. Zach Shields. ZACHSCHEELS. Goddamn, I hope that fucking... I ain't running it back. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but...
Sure you got it right.
Zach motherfucking Shields from Cincinnati.
He's fire. He's fire.
Yeah, man. You know what else is fire? being a dad.
Yeah.
Talk dad life, man. Talk dad life.
Shit, bro.
What was it like fucking, having
What was
your
it like
boy-
fucking? It was great.
It's always great to have sex, yes?
Obviously, if I didn't pull out, no. It was when I found out that I had 2 baby mamas. I know that sounds bad. My first baby mama, when she found out she was pregnant, and we found out we were having a boy. That was lit. I knew it was a boy though.
Off rip.
Off rip. And when my second baby mom was pregnant, I knew it was a girl. Right off rip. I was like, it's a girl. I already knew. I got the best of both worlds. I don't need nothing else now.
Yeah.
But it's lit. My son, he's 4. He's chill. He's a little shit, but love him to death. And then my daughter, she's an angel and does nothing wrong ever. She's 2 years old and does literally nothing wrong ever.
Yeah.
She's such an angel.
Nice.
She's such an angel.
Are they only child?
What?
Do they have brothers?
Just no.
No.
No, just my my daughter and my son, and then I'm never gonna have another kid.
Yeah.
Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Like, you nip the balls never, or
Never. I'm gonna fucking cut my shit.
or
Fuck
just
that.
like take advantage of Black Friday specials and get 50% off of Black Friday. You get 50% off of all Plan B on Amazon. So what the fuck is that?
I'm gonna get my shit slipped. I'm gonna snip that shit. Fuck
I
that.
definitely want to snip my nuts too, because I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, get stupid.
Hey,
No.
Hey, for real though.
It'd be like that.
For real though. Ain't nobody wanna pull out.
So tattooing. How many tattoos you got? He's wearing some layers right now, but he be performing fucking with his shirt off, bro. He's got fucking tattoos everywhere. He's got some cold ones, some Michael Myers fucking knives and shit. You got like some Halloween vibes.
I got a lot. I don't know how many I have. Over 100 easy.
Well, there's got to be a favorite one.
It depends. It depends on the meaning of it. It depends. If it's like sentimental wise that I like the most, or if it's like I just like it because it's dope. It depends. If it's sentimental wise, it'd be my chest tattoo that I have. I got a memorial of my uncle. He was like my dad. He died when I was like 13. I got the tattoo when he died. I was 13 and I got it. And then I would say my other favorite one would be either my stomach tattoo, my jackal tattoo, or either the bite mark that I just got, or my forehead tattoo, my staples that I got across my forehead.
Dang. Yeah, that shit looks wicked.
Yeah, it was fun. I just got that not long ago.
It looks like some real staples.
Yeah, I got it not that long ago. This second most recent,
Some real Frankenstein shit.
my bite mark is my most recent, but that's probably my favorite one in the aspect of like creepiness, for sure.
Is it like the love of like Halloween vibes?
I just like, I've always liked horror movies and shit like that. That's why I like in FAFO I have like I've always loved horror movies, and I have all my favorite horror movies tattooed on me as of right now. I got a couple more that I gotta get, but I have Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Exorcist.
You fuck with all of it.
Jeepers Creepers, and I have Jackal from 13 Ghosts, and I have the Black Zodiac symbols from 13 Ghosts, just kind of sporadically placed around my body. But I have a piano on my side that's ripping out of my skin.
We gotta convince this man to do a little fucking music review or movie review in these motherfucking movies.
Bro.
A little P3SO movie review.
Bro, I'm a 10 out of 10. All the classics. 10 out of 10. The only newer ones that I can say that are fire is like Exorcism of Emily Rose. That one was fire. That's one of my favorite demonic movies. I want to get that tattooed too.
Yeah.
I gotta get a couple. I want to get Wishmaster. I want to get Hellraiser. I want to get Pinhead. And then pretty much everything else on my body is filler work, and I'm pretty much gonna make it look like a decayed corpse. Like my body is a dead corpse. Like it's got like maggots and shit all through it, and like little flies and shit, like just gross shit, and spider webs and spiders and shit. I don't like spiders, but I want them
Just
all over.
rotting away.
Yeah, like I don't like spiders. I tattooed this on myself. I got a little spider right here. I got a spider in the middle of my chest. I hate spiders, but
Yeah, I
have 'em.
fucking hate them.
But I have them. I don't like them, so I have them tattooed on me.
Right. Maybe scare them away.
My palm tattoos were pretty dope. I like my palm tattoos. I got a pentagram on my palm, but they don't last.
No?
It looked like a Sharpie when I first got it done.
Damn.
It's like non-existent anymore.
That must suck because the pain's kind of just there for nothing.
I don't really feel them, so it didn't bother me.
That's nice. That would
Yeah.
be really nice.
I got-
not to feel pain for no tattoos.
I another sentimental one, I guess.
I have leg sleeves. I have everything.
And my son, I got my son's handprint and his name on my hand. That's my son's handprint right there.
Right here.
Yeah, right here is my son's handprint when he was born, and then his name. And then when my daughter was born, I really had nowhere else to put her, so I just put her on my face. And that's my daughter's name on my jaw. Yeah, I never was gonna get face tattoos. Nah, fucking face tattoos. Like, it's just at a certain point you just don't care. But I have so many, I don't know how many I have. My legs, I don't really care about. I have like apprentice tattoos on my legs and shit like that, and I really don't care about my legs. You don't really see my legs,
Yeah.
so I don't really care. It's upper body that I care the most about. But I have a lot that, you know, I have quotes and shit. I have Bible verse on my back. I got quotes on my arms.
What's your Bible verse say?
Have you ever seen Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
The movie Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
You know what the Bible verse that Sam Jackson says before he shoots somebody?
Fuck no, I don't. Fuck no.
That's what I have tattooed on my back, though.
Oh,
I do
shit.
have it memorized. Well, it's not even that I have it memorized. It's just one of my favorite scenes in that movie.
Yeah.
It's Ezekiel 25:17. I will strike down. But what is it? I strike down upon you. Back up. I'm trying to remember it now because I haven't said it in a long time. It's been a minute. I'm trying to think how he does it in the movie because fucking Sam Jackson kills that shit, bro. I have it tattooed on my back. If I don't know it, I'm gonna be pissed. I do know it though. It's just hold on. I gotta go through the filing cabinets in my brain right now. I haven't. It's been a minute since
Just
I pulled
opened up the fucking lava lamp.
That's it. I'm trying to remember how it starts. What does Marcellus Wallace look like? Does he look like a bitch? What? What ain't no country I ever heard of? They speak English and what? Bro, he was cutting up on that man. What did he say?
So aside from tattoos, what's some of the good advice you've got this year that you want to share with others to maybe inspire some folks?
Keep fucking grinding. Keep fucking grinding. If you're doing music, don't stop. Perfect what you're doing. Try to learn new avenues too. Network. Talk to other artists. Don't be afraid to talk to other artists. If you have somebody that you work with, cool, bring them along. Don't be thinking that you're the next Russ.
Right.
It's the help is there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like there's people that have been doing this probably like 18 times longer than you. You know, the people that just get in it or just dabbling in it. You know what I mean? I met a couple artists that are just dabbling in it right now. Like just started, like 7 months in and shit like that. Like, you know, Jay is only like 3 to 4 months in.
Dang, that's it.
He's only been making
Hey, you
music.
got your stage flow is fucking crazy, bro.
He's only been making
You
music
be
for like
turning up.
4.
I love it where like, you know, there's like fucking DV, there
He's
was
been-
like Chainless turning up doing like some dance fucking shit.
He's been working on music for like a year,
Yeah.
but he's actively been pursuing music for 4 months. But he hasn't actually. His first song, "Few Days," was finished and made 4 months ago.
Yeah.
But the chorus was recorded a year ago. It just sat there. We never did anything with it.
Hey, Protege is having his episode coming soon, so y'all better stay on the lookout for that bitch too.
Yeah, that shit. That's still wild as fuck, and it shows you what it's like when you have direction.
Yeah.
You know, because if he would have jumped into it not knowing how to do anything, I promise you, it would not be good. No offense.
Probably wouldn't be doing it.
No offense.
Yeah, this next song is.
Oh, I remember it.
This next song is actually one we was talking about earlier. Too Late. This is available on all streaming platforms. You can look at that bitch on your grandma's Alexa, on your cousin Leroy's fucking iPhone. If he's got Apple Music,
I'm gonna.
he's got it.
It's the path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the inequity of the selfish and tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he when the name of charity and goodwill shepherds the weak through the valley of darkness, for he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and fierce anger those who would attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know my name as the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon thee. Ezekiel 25.
God damn.
I knew I wasn't gonna let myself not remember that. I have quotes on all over my body. I have quotes on both the top of my arms too.
I got one right here, and they fucked it up.
I can see that. Too small.
Yeah, you really fucking give me the doobie to do.
It's too small. That's the problem. It's too
Yeah.
small. A lot of letters they mush together when they're too small.
Yeah, I was literally I was walking out of a shop in, it was like Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh, okay.
And literally it was like, he's like, $200. And I was like, ooh. So then I got like 178 or some 175 or some shit. He's like, I'll just do it for that. So he does it for that, and fucking, I'm like looking, I didn't even pay attention as he's starting. I'm like, man, he done fucked me up.
Already. God damn. That's sad, bro. Yeah, no, I have to know everything that's on my body. It's on my fucking body. So like, I have to. Go ahead and play some P3SO.
Yeah, this song is called Too Late. Go check that shit out on all platforms. It's available everywhere.
4 years old, but remastered.
I don't own the rights to it. The Spade you allowing it. This speaker is Dookie. If you're wondering, it sounds a lot better. All these tracks sound a little bit better. The speaker's a little Dookie. You can still hear it.
You wanna fight like you think it's amusing. Put my life on blast, but I'm pursuing the music. Making up stories and now you looking stupid. Talking to a fan at a show when you start assuming. And you tell me I ain't shit. Going through my phone, seeing every different bitch. But every time I'm in the house, you be trying to trip. Like I am your enemy, so how we supposed to fit? Going in circles every time we talk now. But still the world turns. I'm feeling so lost now. Break up.
And y'all can go check that motherfucking full song out everywhere on all platforms. If you like it, go love it. Go love it and enjoy it. Go check it out. Go leave a comment, leave a like. Go check them out on Instagram at _Spade the Don. And go show some love.
And that's a song, actually, that's a perfect example of how you shouldn't let your ego get in your head, because when me and Spade made that song, we literally made that song together. And I have nothing to do with that song other than engineering, but like lyrics and stuff like that, like that chorus, I remember when we pulled up the beat and I said the first line. I freestyled that first line.
Nice.
And we made the song from there. But
That's how it starts.
when we were making the song, as an engineer, I hear things that people don't normally hear. So like I'm sitting here and I'm picturing Spade on the song, and when Spade started doing it and shit like that, and he was like, I want to rap on it and shit. And I was like, bet, let's adjust your cadence and shit like that. And when we did it, we recorded that again. I had a fucked up face. I was at my mom's house, and we were recording upstairs in my mom's closet. She has for linen, but it's like a big closet. And we just went in there because it was like
Nice soundproof.
pretty sound quiet. It was really quiet in there, so we just went in there and I brought in a laptop and shit, set up the mic and shit, and we recorded it in there.
Wow.
That song that is released on all platforms right now, that recording was originally recorded like 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I redid it. I remastered it and re-engineered it.
So total, how long you been doing this, for engineering wise?
Well, I've been engineering technically since I was like 16.
So 16 and now.
Yeah.
What do you think has been your most challenging project?
In like engineering aspect?
Yeah.
Like what was the most like tasking engineering song or
Yeah.
or project, I should say?
Yeah.
I'm either gonna say myself. There's my Vibes album that's on YouTube. It's only like, how many songs is on Vibes? 6 songs? And there's only 6 songs on that shit. But it was so time consuming. Like I did all 6 songs in like 2 weeks, not even like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And engineered it.
Oh, you're a perfectionist, so it doesn't count.
It took
So
me.
What about another challenge that wasn't you?
I would say either McNass Hour of Enlightenment, or I would say PJ and mine Daydreamers album.
Oh, okay.
No, I wouldn't even say that was hard. It wasn't hard. I lied. Don't erase that. That was probably the easiest I've ever done. It was mine and PJ's Daydreamers album. We recorded that all in 24 hours.
Damn, some future shit.
That whole album was recorded in 24 hours. We literally stayed up all night, locked ourselves in the studio. And when I say that it was done in 24 hours, I mean beats, written, recorded, mixed, and mastered in 24 hours. And then I obviously adjusted my masters after that day. But it was all the way done in like 3 days. But I would say Hour of Enlightenment would probably be one of the more tasking ones that I've done. We recorded it in 45 minutes. That was the easiest part. We recorded all his tracks. I think there's like 12 on there. There's like 12 tracks on there. Recorded that in 45 minutes because it was all wrote already. We already had all the fucking beats ready to go. Some of them were already ready there, like Rad Raps. That was already done and already to go. We just upped it and anteed it a little bit better. Added some beat cuts and shit like that. Trash Massacre was already done technically. We just did it again. But it was so tasking because everything was so different. Like he went from like one style here to like a different style of rap over here to like screamo shit in like the pit, and then like Hour of Enlightenment itself. That song was different than pretty much the whole album.
Right.
Like so, it was a lot of weird shit, and I didn't even realize how much you hear me in that album. You know, I'm the first voice you hear on that album.
Yeah.
I'm the first voice you hear on the Hour of Enlightenment album. It's because I'm yelling at him in the mic.
What's your tag?
I don't have a tag.
Why not?
I don't know. I just never made one.
Oh shit.
Because I don't know how to make a good. The only good tag I've ever heard for somebody like mixing wise is on Juice WRLD's older shit. It's like Amion on the mix or some shit like that. I don't remember who it is right now off the top of my head, but it's like a weird like tag that's in the beginning that shows who's engineering the song and shit. I never had one. I just never. And when I make beats, I really don't give a fuck about. Beats are so easy to me. Like I shit out a beat right now. I hate making beats because they're so easy.
Right.
They're not musically tasking or challenging for me. Now, if we were producing, like actually producing a song, and from scratch, from nothing, and you wanted me to build a song around you, that's different. Now we're making a song. It's different. I call people that use like Fruity Loops and shit like that, I call beat makers.
Yeah.
Because it's beat making. You're just making a beat. You're not producing anything. You're not making, unless you are. I give it that. If you're using stock plugins or something like that I'm not talking about. I'm talking about people that like go like this. That's a sound.
Some Charlie fucking Puth shit.
That's a sound. See, producing. That's a sound. I'm gonna use that in a song. I'm producing that.
Right.
I'm gonna flick a flight switch and be like, "Damn, bro, that's a sound." Like I'm
crazy.
gonna use it. Yeah, that. In my opinion, that's producing. If I need a snare or a clap, I'm gonna go into the snap. Clap. Whatever I'm doing. Because snap, clap. If I need a kick, I'm gonna make a kick. If I need an 808, I need an 808. I'm gonna make an 808. You know what I'm saying? Because that makes that all unique to you.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody cheats. Everybody uses stock sounds and shit like that. I do too. But again, it's so easy. I know music theory off the top of my fucking ass. So like, it takes 2 seconds to fucking make a beat. It's all just chord progressions and shit. And it's all piano.
Right.
So I know the piano like the back of my fucking left foot.
I've been playing the motherfucker since he was 4.
And play by ear at that. So like I can literally I know, but I do know, again, the music theory of it. So I don't know how to read music, but I understand that, like how to make a C major 7th in the pentatonic scale. Like I know how to do that.
Hell no,
you know
Jerry.
Like I know how to do shit like that. If I,
Damn.
how to layer that out.
I'm trying to wonder what the fuck you just said.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I do that to McNass all the time.
What?
He's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
What do you think are the best and worst parts about being an artist?
Best part, when you make that song.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm just gonna say that song, and it's that song that you make that's just like, damn. Like that song really is something right there. Like you get a feeling from the song, and you listen to your own song on repeat for the next fucking 3 days because you're like, wow, I can't believe I just made that. That's probably the highlight of music. It's like a drug. That's the fucking thing you chase right there. That and performing. But when you're making music, that's what you chase right there. You want that fucking feeling that you get when you're done making that song, and everybody's like, damn, bro, this shit's fire, bro. Like
I need to hear it again, Mike.
It's like you're itching for that feeling. But the worst part of it is when you don't get that feeling, and you're trying to make a song and it's ass,
you're competing with it every time.
You want to quit? I want to quit. I'm in writer's block right now. I'm fucking stuck. Got nothing. I remade a song I made, but that don't count. It's already been wrote.
Yeah, my brother we were at a show, and he's seen McNass for the first time ever, and he's like, man, I can see him being like a ghostwriter. You know, he's that dope.
Oh, he could be a ghostwriter.
Yeah, for
Facts.
sure.
I feel like a lot of us could be ghostwriters.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like PJ could ghostwrite anybody in R&B right now.
Right.
Anybody in R&B right now. If you're an R&B singer and you don't have lyrics, call PJ. PJ will get you right.
Right.
He'll tell you how to sing it.
Facts.
If you need some lyrical, miracle, spiritual shit, hit up McNass.
Ooh, that's a shirt. That's a shirt right there.
Hit up McNass.
Lyrical, miracle,
spiritual.
spiritual. Made by P3SO.
He's definitely the person.
That's
to
a
go to
fucking.
that
That's the tag. Lyrical, miracle, spiritual. I don't know.
Let's not do that.
shit. He's definitely somebody to get into that because he likes to use words and he likes what words can do with each other.
Yeah.
But I do the same thing though. Like I like that's why when me and McNass get on a song, it's pretty cohesive because we both like to use words. I stopped doing it as much because nobody gives a fuck. I know that sounds like really stupid, but like I did one song that's like super fucking lyrical. That's on like a Earl Sweatshirt type beat, and it's called A Rabbit Hole. It's probably my most lyrical song I've ever did, but nobody gives a fuck about it.
Rabbit hole. We gotta play that shit.
I don't even think it's on anything anymore.
Oh damn.
I might be able to find it. It's probably in the arsenal somewhere.
Well,
But
we'll
let me
have
tell
to-
you
we'll have to
something
at
right
least spin it on the page.
Well, when I tell you right now,
You forget it's in my archive.
nobody fucking. It's because I'm saying too much. Like the first line I say is swallow and follow down the rabbit hole as far as Alice is. I knock them off the axis. They're gonna need to come to Alice to find out where the rapper's campus is.
Hello.
It's a minute 30.
Then another part I say I'm smashing, gashing, another pistol packing, rapping, nigga. Pay your taxes with action. You last and lacking, quit rapping, nigga. Again, I like to use words, but like I stop. I do it still. Like I still like to do it. Like I just don't do it as much. Like when McNass does it, he does it like more.
He feeds me. I feel like I'm eating sandwiches.
He hits you. He hits you with rhymes quickly. McNass is back at a fast hash right. He hits you with rhymes.
Fucker will
quickly.
make you. He'll like. You'll have to think about this shit. Like, what the fuck did you just say?
Yeah,
Are you having beef with a cow?
And that's why sometimes like
You
when
get no money.
when me and him get on tracks, it's like we bounce off each other. Like, what do you got?
Yeah.
So then I know where I need to go. And he's like, what do you got? And so he knows where to go. So then by the time we're done, it's very cohesive. Like when me and him made Dirty,
Yeah.
we heard this random ass beat and it was hard as fuck. And we were like, bro, we got to do something to this. And I wasn't going to rap fast on it. I like to rap fast, but I wasn't going to, but then there's just certain, I had to at that one part. But he came in, you know, like, smelling Newports and some dirty ass dick. You a dirty ass bitch doing dirty ass shit. What's your daddy think? Huh? Like that's all. This is a hard ass just talking shit and just talking about dirty bitches.
Oh yeah.
But I liked it again. He was
Dirty money, dirty bitches.
He was getting kind of bouncy and snazzy with it. So when I came in, I wanted to switch up the flow and I did more like the trap flow. Please don't speak on me, you dirty ass nigga. You gonna see if I'm gonna kill a spin a rack on this piece. Shit too clean, and it bigger, shit too cold, frozen, call it baby face killer. But then I wanted to switch it. The motherfucker nigga really wanna get it when I hit it with a flow, now stop. I don't wanna be the one to get it, I wanna be the one to hit it with a 4-5 Glock. And then again, words, Man of Steel, call me Terminator, burner, gunner, fade, hater, later, nasty finna, turn into the percolator. Like I just words. But
Words that are going together.
But like I said, I don't like to rap fast I don't like to rap fast that much. I do it sometimes, and I don't like to rap super lyrical anymore. I do it sometimes, but I do it in my own way that the crowd will enjoy it. Like in Come and Get It, like I rap fast in that, and I'm being lyrical. Watching it, you that I inevitably come after. Enemies start struck and they really trash. So I have heard, like it's just no factor. I hit him sending, winning, and they faking it, ripping, and giving, they and ripping, they living boy caught up. Like that's a lot.
Jesus.
That's a lot. So like when I did or even Got Me Fucked, or I come in kind of fast. Why are you talking? Yeah, I'm kind of coming in fast. It's kind of fast. Like Got Me Fucked is kind of fast when I come in. It's choppy. It's not really fast, but it's choppy. But it wasn't super lyrical, but it sounded like it.
Yeah.
Because I'm hitting a cadence a certain way. But I do it to where like the crowd will enjoy it because I've done so many tracks that it's like nobody cares about those tracks that are like, unless you're fucking J. Cole, like nobody cares. Unless you're Kendrick fucking Lamar, nobody cares. if you're spitting lyrical shit. But they have such a cult fan base. But nobody cares like around here and shit like that. People go to the shows, they don't give a fuck. They want to get hype.
Alright.
They want to get hype. They don't get
Unless you're playing some.
I'm about to say, hold on. They 9 times out of 10 want to get hype, but at the beginning of the night, I can say start off vibey.
Yeah.
Start off, PJ coming up singing some shit.
Yeah,
I'll come up.
PJ really fuck him up.
Oh yeah, I'll come up and sing some shit with PJ. I'll sing some
rap
shit.
and then he'll bust some R&B out.
Yeah.
Like, damn, I do want to fucking.
And that's why I like to. That's why I like to keep my sets versatile too. Like I'll do singing stuff for a little bit, and then I'll switch it up and do rap shit. But I do that generally just to showcase that I can do that.
Yeah.
So then people that may have not heard me that might like this
Oh,
style.
They know now.
That like this style that I did. Oh, I fuck with that. How he did that. Let's do
Get
a
him
song
on
like
track.
that. Yeah. That's why I like to do shit like that. But I generally like to keep the vibes though. I like to just keep vibes, especially with like shows. Like it's all about the vibe. I don't like to like at Flum though. I don't like to turn up too much. I don't like to turn up too much because I don't. Even though I'm like doing screamo tracks and yelling and shit like that, I don't want to turn up too much because I don't want to draw too much attention. I'm not there for that.
Duck on my way.
But if I was at like a show, like a show, like a Melamade show, and I was at that bitch, and we was in front of Melamade fans and performing. I'm in performer mode. We getting hype. I'm bringing all the Melamade on the stage, and we all punching niggas in the crowd. we causing mosh pits because if I'm doing aggressive shit with 808s that are deafening you, we getting hype. And that's a lot of the times too. It's those people that you bring on stage that get the crowd under control.
Oh yeah.
Because a lot of the time, the crowd don't know what to do. They're looking at one person. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to get hype with you.
Shout out Spade. That motherfucker knows how to move a crowd like a goddamn crossing guard.
When you get PJ, McNast, and Spade up on the stage, and they get in the front row and center with the crowd on the stage and get hype with them, it's a whole different ballpark. There's been multiple videos of all of us doing this shit. Doing hype tracks that I did or shit like that, and all of us getting crazy lit.
Yeah.
Crazy fucking lit. It's fun.
It's a vibe.
And
it's a fucking vibe.
That's a feeling that I feel like all of us chase. All of us chase that shit.
This next song is it's by an artist locally from Saginaw, Bo Hardy, Hardway Records. You can look him up on YouTube. There's a nice visual. It's called Bostrologist.
Where is he from?
He's from Saginaw.
Okay.
So Bostrologist, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Bostrologist, either way. He kind of gives like this dope ass fucking, intellectual fucking look into like all of the signs, all like the Aquarius, Virgo, Cancer, all that shit. So check this one out. Bo Hardy. Yeah, I gotcha.
I think I taped it right.
It's okay. It's just a little off.
There's a couple of shows I remember when we were performing, like when we were at like when Hamilton Street was fun before it turned boo boo. It's all right. It's all right there, but you just really gotta. You gotta have a lot of people there, or it's like every time you perform better music, I'll be still reading that shit.
You can watch that shit right over somewhere, maybe up there, maybe in that corner. You can watch
it. Hardy. All work. Aries, most of the time she really nonchalant. But that 10% she triggers, she gon' blow her top. Fucking with her, you gotta understand that you are not a man and this could be a one-night stand. Like really, bro, you gotta understand. Have fun with the girl, just don't be quick with the wedding plans. Next, let's talk about them Geminis. A cool little bitch, you gotta watch out for that evil side. That's right, she got an evil twin, so she gon' pack an extra personality or 10. And when she mad, she get gutted, nigga. She the type to lash out, blank out, and really cut a nigga. Now let's move on to the Libras. Relationship junkie, and she might be a cheater. They always caught up with they past, nigga. Something about them, they can't give up on they last, nigga. And when she get her next nigga, you become the ex-nigga to the next nigga. And while Hardy on this bullshit, I guess it'd be a good time to talk about the tourists. She See
wife
the
is
one
a
if
Taurus.
you want the boring bitch. Fuck her feet or sit up on the couch, watch Law and Order shit. Get her how she quiet as a church mouse. Last thing about a Taurus, just don't dirty up a house. Now let's talk about the Scorpios. A bossy little chick and she really only want control. Give her that, she gon' hold you down for sure. Fuck her over, then that get back gon' be in your throat. Now let's speak about them Virgos. They got some good vibes, but you just can't please them picky hoes. Everything that you do is basic, and you can never meet her expectations. Now let's talk about the Cancer. Emotionally unstable, hopeless romance. And when she get mad, her mouth get real rude. Then she gon' crawl into her room and eat some finger food. Calm down, Hardy. You done got them started. I know, Bucks, but I'm an artist, man. I'm just painting my vision, that's all.
Go fucking follow him on
Now let's talk
Instagram.
about the Saggies.
Yeah, we
I'm a
gonna talk
Saggy
about it.
too, so it's hard for me to bag these. Two great minds always think alike. Put us in a room and we gon' find a fight. Now let's talk about the Pisces. They always live in La La Land and get caught up in pipe dreams. Get you one if you about to do it big. She might do a couple dicks, but she gon' write the kid. We can't forget about the Capricorns. Behind that pretty face, she gon' always have some devil horns. And even if she like you, she a gold digger. Understand she way more of a pimp than a hoe, nigga. We gon' end on Leo and Aquarius. I never had neither one, but tell the truth, I'm curious.
Bo motherfucking Hardy. Hardway Records. Fucking, you can find that track on as Hardway Records on Apple Music and all platforms.
He's a very
Bo Hardy, man.
he's a very
Very dope
he has
voice.
a very Rick Ross type voice.
Ah,
It's nice.
fucking, that's just fire
It's
as
very
fuck.
nice. It's very chill and very.
And it's
soothing.
real as hell. That's exactly how that motherfucker sounds too.
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's good though. It keeps that authentic.
Yeah, so shout out Bo. Like I said, he's from 989, so Saginaw, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, this next song is by our man Al motherfucking James. If you don't already know, Too Gifted, Born Free is out. Go fucking stream that bitch. It dropped fucking December 2nd at midnight, and y'all should have been tapped in early. He dropped it a little early. It dropped on all platforms a few days later. But man, oh motherfucking man. Yeah, that bitch is the whole track it's like a seven track album. One of my favorites right now is this Out Now.
I'd call it more of an EP then.
Yeah, more of an EP.
Yeah, more of an EP.
Let's see what we got here.
Stand up! Stand up! Stand up! When I move, you move.
Alright, let's go to Apple Music. You got Apple?
No,
Oh shit.
sadly no. I got Spotify.
Alright, right here.
A really cute photo at home one time, and I got like a little piece of the kitchen counter fumbled. But with the magic eraser, you can just make a little circle on that dent and it'll erase. My name is Sheena, and I have a Google Pixel.
This ain't the song, but this is Go Long by Al James. This is another fire one. For some reason, it's not on here. Al James makes all his beats.
Beg for mercy for Mr. Mercenary. Rappers buried, been looking like I'm sipping Bloody Marys. Walking like care, cleared away with the nervous and scared. Full of energy while it weird. We taking care, indulging only these blunts and blended pears. Call us Ken Jared, we trailblazing. Those behind me disintegrating, and I just hope you make it. I'm nickel plated just for my protection. Walking on water down is my reflection. Knowledge is power, I'm supplied with weapons. One of a kind of me, this world ain't threatening. Holding my breath because this hotel more than Best Western. Been learning my lesson, ain't too hurt or stressing. A gift and curse on my burden a blessing. Do what you want, smoking sex and eating melon, making real lettuce. Doing everything I know that I need to feel better. Lately praying, feeling like begging, then I take what the fuck I want. Rolling and fuck who don't. Right at the fork of the road, follow me and find the goal. 'Cause I'm on. If you want it, go long. Want it, go long.
Yeah, y'all motherfuckers better go stream this album, man. Hey, we about to do some dope little giveaway for this fucking album, man. We about to do some shit. We about to go crazy for promo for this shit. What'd you think about that one?
That was fire. I fucked with the beat hard.
Have you seen
his flow was fire?
You
too.
seen Al James before?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, he was at Flum as well.
Where the fuck was I?
He's on the speaker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was chilling on the
Is
speaker.
he the one that did the acapella at BMOs?
Yeah, he did the acapella at BMO's, just fucking mic dropped and just bam.
Bad.
Say no more.
Bad. No, I didn't.
I'm gonna go to your Spotify.
I heard him at the BMOs, but I don't think I heard him at Flum. I don't think I heard him. I might have been outside.
I think, yeah, you're right.
I was there for the BMOs one though. That shit was fire.
Where's Spotify?
He's got a good flow. He rides the beat very nicely. I like his beat though. The beat was fire. His
Yeah,
flow when he first came in too was fire.
Man, he be.
It reminded me of like a old style flow. In a good way.
There's this Al James who on here who always be fucking coming up instead of our Al James.
That shit's annoying. I hate that shit.
Hell yeah, I think it's all just one word, Al James.
You look up my name on fucking
Okay.
Spotify, it comes up as somebody else, and it pisses me off. I even called them I emailed them and told them to correct it, and they said they were going to, but I fucking doubt they have. I'll go check. It's on my Apple Music that they keep fucking it up, and on my Spotify. Yeah, see.
Yeah, 9 songs, 38 minutes of content on that. So yeah, it was it's a banger, y'all. It's a banger.
Yeah, fucking link to somebody else on that shit. It's annoying.
But yeah, this the next song is from P3SO. It's called Time Today. While you're looking that up, if you had one superpower, what would it be?
What platform's that on?
It's on all platforms. It's called the Cortez album. Like Cortes.
Teleportation.
That's the best. That's the motherfucking best. Cause I swear, man.
Bro, I'm so fucking lazy. So I would literally just teleport all the time.
Be amazing.
Like on some jumper shit. I don't know why, it'd just be dope as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, I'm in fucking Italy. Like, what the fuck? That'd be so fucking dope.
Teleport wherever.
Say time today.
I'll go rob niggas.
I said I would be like I'd be a genie that grants like magic, like as many wishes. You know.
That'd be dope. Yeah.
So you could just bless anybody. Like, boom, this dude's homeless. Boom, he gets a.
Right. That'd be dope.
Let's get him a house. Whatever.
That'd be dope.
You know,
But you didn't run out of 3. You just had unlimited.
The thing with genies too is that if you can still grant wishes if you're out the lamp and you're free at the same time, so you have unlimited power, and you can still grant wishes.
Fuck, I didn't even think about a motherfucking rubber beater to get me out.
Well, not even just that. Once they do that, you're tied to them until the 3 wishes are done. But if they have unlimited wishes, you're just tied to them all the time. So that's kind of counterproductive. You're chained to them.
Yeah.
Nigga, you ain't seen Aladdin?
Man, I would not want to be robbed, but
My mans, I know you've seen Aladdin, bro.
It's time today, right?
yeah. Time today.
Yeah.
P3SO.
Teleportation, for sure.
Yeah. My dad always told me to take your time, but hurry up.
Big City artist, man.
I got time today, yeah. To talk my shit, look. I got time today, huh? Bitch, get off my dick, yeah. I got time today, yeah. I might just whoop your ass, look. I got time today, yeah. And a whole lot of cash. Woke up this morning and rolled up a blunt. Got work today, and I don't give a yeah. I got time today, yeah. And you can kiss my ass. I'm a hard looking, but I'm hardly working. If you working at the club, better keep on twerking. If she ain't a dancer, then she probably a nurse. I'm looking good on the gram, but she a gremlin in person. Cause I got time today, yeah. To talk my shit. I'm a money maker, I'm a cash machine. Pull up with a baddie, I'ma set the scene. Got butterfly nose, bitch, get like me. I'm rubber dub in a hot tub clean. Rubber dub in a hot tub clean. I'm hot tub clean. Look, OGs know what I mean. I don't need Visine. Rolling up that green. Yeah. OGs know what I mean. Look.
And you can hear the rest of that shit on the album. We done did a fucking album review on that bitch as well, so you can watch that as well. Look up FGP album review Bizzolo. You find that shit, go check it out. The whole album is gas. How do you deal with like negative feedback when it comes to, you know?
I take criticism and constructive criticism, but if you just got shit to say that's just not relevant to what you're, I'm not really gonna. I'm not really gonna entertain it. You know what I mean? So like, if you're just sitting here talking shit or something like that, I'm not gonna entertain it. But if you got like, I look at it this way: if you've been doing it the same time, like it's the same amount of time as me, or you, not even, I wouldn't even say that. If you have something that I don't have, or you might have an insight on something that I don't have, or you might have the knowledge of something that I don't have, you can now benefit me in some type of way. So I feel like we can have a nice conversation. If you're gonna throw me constructive criticism, just make sure you know where that constructive criticism
Right, you better give it right back.
Well, I'm gonna give it right back. You know that I'm gonna give it to you right back. But at the same time, you're gonna give me constructive criticism, you better know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you think like it's my bars or something like that, cool, for sure. That's fine. Cool. But if you're talking something else though, like in the engineering aspect, or like I don't even mean to say that to be cocky, but like if it's in the engineering aspect or something like that, if you don't engineer music, then don't talk to me. Don't tell me
right.
Don't talk to me. But if you're like 25 years in the fucking industry or something like that, and you're engineering music, fuck yeah, I'm gonna listen. Just like tattoo artists, if you're shittier than me, I'm not gonna listen to you.
Right.
If you're better than me, I'm fucking gonna listen to you. Like if you're, or even if you have tips and tricks that I might not know, I'm gonna listen to you
because you each other type shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn something. I'm not gonna have a conversation with somebody that's sitting here giving me constructive criticism if I can't learn anything from it.
Right.
Like, who are you to give me constructive criticism? I need to know who you are to give me constructive criticism. Is your music better than mine? Is what you're doing better than mine? And I don't even mean that in a cocky way. That's just the worst way I can put it.
Yeah,
like,
that's how you filter it.
Yeah, like if are
filter
you
the bullshit through.
Are you on flow 90% of the time? Are you off flow a couple times? Like, are there certain things that I'm like gonna be like, I don't really need to listen to you.
Yeah.
But I will take your criticism. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, don't fucking tell me, bro. I'm better than. No, I'm not like that at all. Thank you. You know what I mean? Thank you. Tell me what you don't like. And if you don't like this, I might have something that you do like. I probably do. I got fucking catalogs for days.
Got a lot of songs on just that repeat EP alone.
I have just dropped right now. It's probably not even a quarter of the catalog that I have done.
Damn.
Yeah. So like to get to the quarter of what I have done, I probably need to 25 tracks added on to those in order to get it close. Probably 10 of these are dropped.
Fucking A.
Probably like 10 of those are dropped. Probably like 10 of those are dropped, and I'll say probably
my contact list.
I'll say 10 of those are dropped, and I'll say maybe
ton.
10 of those are dropped, and I'll say maybe 15 of those are features.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Out of
a little bit of stacking ammo ain't nothing good.
280, is that what's on there? I'll say 30 tracks are not mine.
Fuck. Sheesh.
There's like over 300 tracks right here. And all of them are pretty much mine. Maybe 30 of them are like either features, McNass music, or his music. Maybe like 30 different songs. But out of all those, like 300 and some songs are all mine.
So short-term goals. What are your short-term goals?
Short-term goals right now would be
in like 5 years. Then in 5 years,
I would go right now. In short term, I want to perform more because I was out of it for a while. So I want to get back into performing, and then I'll upgrade my studio a little bit. I unupgraded it a little while ago, and I'm gonna re-upgrade it again. Not that I need to. I just like these certain. Realistically, I just need new studio monitors. I just want different speakers. My studio monitors, the ones I have are great. They work great. I've engineered everything from Hour of Enlightenment. Daydreamers was engineered on those. There's a lot of songs that are engineered on the speakers that I have right now.
Yeah.
But nothing beats Yamahas, bro. Every time I've used Yamahas, they're if you can even Google this right now. The Yamahas of the studio monitors are like Apple phone. Like it's like an Apple phone. It's like it's like quality. Like I don't get me wrong, sometimes Apple sucks, but it's like quality in simplicity. And they give you true sound. Like they will give you the sound. Like I will hear fucking McNass teeth in the mic through the speakers because that's how much they're picking up. They're picking up all those little frequencies that are there.
That's the best sound.
Which helps me in the end because then I can truly EQ it. And they don't have too much low end too. So like they're not overpowered by the bass. And I can like EQ the voice and I can engineer the voice into the beat. Excuse me, properly. And not have to worry about like anything really. You know what I mean? Like just having that leeway, I guess, you know.
Right.
And fucking the Yamahas are the best. I have used pretty much every fucking studio monitor that they sell that you can buy. I've used all of them. I know equipment so much that if you describe it to me, I'll tell you what it is. I just did that to somebody. Trayvon.
Charades. He'd be really good at charades.
Shout out Trayvon. I did it to Trayvon. He was trying to explain to me what mic he had. And I was like, just describe it and I'll tell you what it is. And I did it in like 2 seconds. I'm really good at that. Because I probably used every fucking thing you can get in Guitar Center.
Damn.
Right now. Everything. The cheapest thing in my setup are my chords.
So they need to sponsor you.
I wish. That'd be fucking awesome. Everything I've ever bought other than a few things I got online.
Spend a lot of fucking money there. A nice little discount code, at least for 10% when he comes.
Bro, I fucking...
Are you a value shopper?
No, I'm not. I spent...
Test.
I'll tell you right now, the last time I upgraded my studio, I spent like $800 right there off rip, and it was only on like 3 things.
Damn.
Yeah. My cheapest thing I have in my studio are my cords and my pop filter. And my pop filter is the metal one, so it's a little
You
bit
don't
more...
got the gold cords no more?
Huh?
You used to have the gold cords?
Yeah. And I don't. All my cords were gold connected. So the gold connection is like the best conductivity for electrical stuff.
Yeah.
You wanted to have like that gold, and that's why most microphones they have a gold capsule on the inside of your microphone. If you look in the inside, so most of them, not all of them, but most of them, the Rode NT1 is the one you can see it the most on. Flashlight in through the inside, you see all the gold on the inside.
Yeah.
Solid gold on the inside of that bitch.
And the reason behind
Because
that?
it's best conductivity. It has the best electrical output.
Damn.
So like when you plug in the fucking XLR cable, it's getting full fucking proper connection to the whatever you're plugging into, or whatever it is really. That's why I like my.
That's why y'all karaoke machines all ain't fucking working and lasting long. You need a little bit of gold in them things.
That's why I like my headphone connection. My headphone things are gold connections because they give you the best connection possible. And then, like I said, my pop filter is the more expensive pop filter compared to the mesh ones. The mesh ones
I never
are like
knew.
$24, I think. The mesh ones are $24 or something like that at Guitar Center. I got the metal one. It doesn't really make a difference, but I just seen it and I was like, fuck it, I'll grab it. And
Yeah.
I've never had a metal pop filter at the time. I was like, fuck it, they all work the same. But I do like it. It was like 60 fucking something bucks or something like that. That's probably those and the cords are probably the cheapest things in there. I would probably say. Because everything I have in my softwares and like my DAW and like all my VSTs, which when I had not my studio here, but my studio at my old house, over 40 grand. Easy.
Jesus.
Easy. I put $2,000 in the studio in my old house. Just in the room itself, building the room, $2,000.
Right.
And then we had a booth, we had everything. Lights, fucking ventilation, all that shit. But I moved obviously, and now I have a little bit more of a simple setup, but I did it because I wanted to be more portable. So like when I did PJ's Fuck the Bed Up, I went to PJ's house with my shit. I didn't record with my shit, I just brought my laptop. But he had all his shit. He has a badass mic. He has a perfect mic that he could use 24/7. He got KRK, which I good. And again, it doesn't really matter as long as you know what you're doing, because Fuck the Bed Up was engineered at PJ's house in an unacoustically treated room. I was in a basement, which is the worst for sound. because with concrete is so bad for sound. It reflects the sound the most. It'll bounce everywhere. It just bounces everywhere.
Right.
And then
I think me and Ash told me that before.
yeah, and then the KRKs are good. They're just really low endy, and they a lot of people use them for like producing beats and shit like that, like because they have that low end, so they really can hear those frequencies.
Right.
But I still managed with Fuck the Bed Up. Fuck the Bed Up sounds great.
Fuck the Bed Up sounds great by PJ Washington.
That only took 2 masters.
And this next song is actually by PJ Washington and P3SO.
Ooh.
It's called Obsessions.
Ooh.
And while you look in the Obsessions, it's what?
I got it.
Yeah, you literally PJ is going to be performing at SVSU February 24th. So get your tickets. If you don't already have them on Facebook, hit him on Facebook. You can hit him on Instagram, all that good shit. Just reach out to him, tag him, say you want tickets, say you're trying to, you're trying to come out and show the support. Obsessions. I don't own the rights to this music, but hey, he does. He gonna allow it. So YouTube don't be on my shit, man.
Because you know this song made PJ cry. Shit, you want to fucking put a breakdown to this song? PJ's got like 18 fucking vocal tracks later.
But I don't pick up all the time she's wasted and then wonder why. For her, I don't have time. I know I'm better than you, but I don't find the same truth. Shattered everything we ever saw.
It died. So
Hey,
replaceable as you.
Y'all can go stream that motherfucker. Those Obsessions. It's literally out everywhere. You can check it out.
That song's a bop. We
What
named that
else?
song at 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's a banger.
And it made me
dropped.
cry.
It dropped just randomly out in the world. I was just like, bam, here it is. I want it.
Look, PJ's not really a sensitive nigga. And that shit made him cry when he listened to it by himself at home when I sent him the final master.
Damn.
That Obsession took 3 masters.
Jesus.
I kept fucking with him. I kept sending him, I'm like, this one's it. And he's like, all right, bet. I'm like, I lied, this one's it. And he's like, bet. I lied, this one's it.
Perfectionist. That's what it happens.
Oh, dude, how many? There's probably 18 people right now that got final track for real on their shit. I labeled it final track for real. I promise this is it.
Final track 1.
How many
Final
times you
track.
probably see me do that, McNass? Final track. This is it right here. All done. No, I'm not. I lied. I have 4 more to go.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of love that you got from the community, man. Some of the good things I wanted to share with you. Your brother. You know, he says, once you put your mind to something, you do it. Good vibe. If he says if he says it, he does it. Genuine as they come, loves music, puts his heart and soul in the shit. Just going from the vibe and, the one-on-one, like, I know the vibe, but what, for the folks, that don't get the vibe, that don't feel that shit right now, what can you explain the atmosphere is like when you come to the studio?
Open, non-judgmental.
And even making it private. I know a lot of motherfuckers, including Bizzolo. He recently went to a studio session and somebody was there in a studio session that he didn't want there, and it wasn't a planned thing, and literally they had to pay for a feature, basically, he said. So it was like, sometimes
No, none of that shit.
that's what I like about
9 times out of 10, I work with an artist individually. I don't like distractions.
Yeah.
So like, unless you've like worked with each other and y'all know when to shut the fuck up and like let me do what I need to do. Because when I'm engineering, I can't have a bunch of people talking, because then everything blends together. Everybody's talking over the music and it just fucks me up and I can't hear. I literally would tell you to shut the fuck up. Like, shut up, please. Let me do this. You want me to do this? Shut up. But I don't mind if you bring somebody. I really don't. But like, just shush. Let the fucking magic happen, like, for real. Cause I have all of Melamade in the studio, but we've all worked with each other for so long, it don't really matter. We'll all just shut the fuck up when we shut the fuck up. Niggas would just be chilling, smoking, doing whatever if they're not doing something. So, but 9 times out of 10, judgmental free, open, and I really am only here to benefit the artist. I'm not here to be a dick. I'm not here to.
He said that shit time and time again. He ain't got to beat a dead horse. He's trying to make you sound the best you could fucking possibly sound. So tap in, get your sessions, book them, tap in, whatever the fucking case may be, and
I I can definitely say I put more effort into engineering music than probably like a 300-mile radius.
Damn.
I know that's a really far radius, and I really haven't known people that far, but I've heard a lot of different mixes from a lot of different places. I've listened to a lot of music from a lot of local artists from fucking pretty much Tennessee and up.
Yeah.
And
We gotta go to Tennessee.
I've never really had anybody like. There's a couple people that I'm like, ooh, okay, I see where you're going. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's nice. I've heard good mixes where I'm like, ooh, that's nice. Sometimes it's the mastering that might be a little off, but like I'm like, there it is. But also I don't judge it too much if I'm listening on like SoundCloud or something like that, because again, like I said, it drops your quality a little bit. YouTube is a little bit better on it. YouTube, it has a little bit better quality, so if you have it on YouTube, I'll go listen to it there. Spotify's a little bit better on it, I'll listen to Spotify. But when people show me their tracks and shit like that, the biggest thing I hate is when people show me like go like this and be like, yeah, bro, here, read this, bro. Tell me if this is any good. I hate that shit. I hate that shit.
Let me put my glasses on.
Here's the reason why, and I tell them this too when they show me this. I'm like, I can't imagine how you just did this.
Right.
I'm reading, bro. This is like I'm reading Shakespeare right now.
Right.
I'm reading Dr. Seuss book right now because I'm reading your rhymes in a Dr. Seuss pattern.
Right.
I don't know how you rap this.
Right.
I don't know. If we're in the middle of a fucking show, bro, I'm rapping to the beat that's playing.
Right.
I don't know how you did this. I'm gonna do it the way I think I would do it, not the way you actually did it. So you want to show me something? Show me the fucking song. Give me a rough draft. Record this shit on your fucking iPhone and send it to me. There's this one dude that I linked up with. Shout out DV. Somebody sent me a video. Somebody else sent me a video of him doing a song, like playing off a TV screen and just reading off a phone, just performing the song like that. And I just listened to it. I just didn't care about anything else. I just listened to it. And I was like, I want him in the studio tomorrow. And he came in the studio and made a song, and it's a banger.
Fucking banged it out.
And it's a fucking banger. But I had that where, you know, like, he didn't try to fucking go around and go through loopholes to show me a song. Like, he just show me it.
Bing bang, straight
Show
to the
me what you
motherfucking
can
point.
do, and I can tell you if I have potential or not. Like, that's what I did with most people. I did that with Phoenix. When I first
Phoenix
met,
is cold too.
When I first met Phoenix, when I first met him at his very first show that he ever did, the first time I ever heard Phoenix do a song, and I was like, hey, bro, you got like some potential there. Let's do something with that. And I engineered Phoenix for a little while, and he's doing his own thing now. But when I first heard, I was like, come in the studio, bro. Like, that's just fire. Like, come in the studio.
Shout out Phoenix and Ron Blessing. You guys got a charger?
Yeah. Hey, fucking shout out fucking Toby, real motherfucking quick.
I actually got one.
Shout out Toby, the only motherfucking artist that I ever met in person that says FL is not meant to make music.
Yeah, Toby beyond that shit.
Toby said FL is not meant for vocals. And I swear to God, I could have fucking gave him $1 million for saying that.
Bing bong.
And I don't hate FL. I use FL. It's not meant for vocals.
But yeah, some couple others. Spade.
I was gonna.
He said, musically, you're the most dedicated person he's ever met and committed to your craft. Brings music experience as an artist up. And you're on top of your beats. His effort speaks volume to his character as an artist and who you are.
Okay,
So,
Spado.
hell yeah, he had some good words. You know, and
I'm gonna have to buy him a McChicken later.
McNass said, he said in big bold words, Mexican Dracula, and then said, just kidding. You know, that was a joke. But one of the most brutally honest, creative people he knows. Funny as fuck, random as shit.
I am.
Music fanatic, used to study rappers, twisted, insane. Technical fast rapper. I guess you used to study him.
I used to study too. I can't believe you remember that. Yeah, I used to study Twisted Insane and like the way his cadence and flows were, because that man is literally like the god of fast flows.
He said you're a very talented singer, rapper, engineer. Had your ups and downs, but been friends for years. So yeah, man, there's a lot of love, man. So you know, whether you know, to say it all the time, you know, you gotta get your roses when you get them, you
Oh,
know.
I fucking know.
Yeah.
I fucking know. You don't gotta stop. Stop. You don't gotta. But no, yeah, no. I definitely. They were the people that got me into wanting to perform and stuff like that, and I never thought about really performing until I met Melamaid and shit. So I was like,
there's some fucking all stars for sure.
I was like, yeah, let's do it.
What's your favorite song that you've made for them?
Fuck. Which one?
Is there?
Which one?
Yeah.
They're all different styles, so it's which one?
Right.
Yeah, which one for Spade? Which one for McNass, IB, and PJ?
Right.
PJ for sure fucked the bed up.
Yeah.
That's probably not only his most recent, but that's probably my favorite. Me and Melamaid weren't really seen eye to eye for a moment, and me and PJ weren't even cool really like that. Like we weren't talking or anything like that. And I commented on one of his posts that he did an IG live, and he performed "Fuck the Bed Up." The first time I ever heard it, and he did it like that, like performing it like that.
Yeah.
I commented on it. I was like, I will personally engineer this. This is so fire. And the first song that we did when we linked up was "Fuck the Bed Up." That's probably my favorite one that I've ever did with PJ. Spade, ooh, fuck. There's a couple with Spade, man. There's a couple ones that are iconic. Twist is like iconic as fuck.
Fire.
Too Late is one of my favorites. I really like the vibe of it. I really like Too Late. But if I really had to like narrow it down to like one, if he's rapping, Twist, for sure. If he's rapping. If I had to go singing wise, I really like his verse in Can't Trust. He just really like belted it out, and he was going through some shit when we made that song too. So he was like, you really can tell the emotion in the real song when you listen to when he's singing it.
I like Young Boy. That boy slaps.
The Young Boy is fire. Young Boy
that
is fire.
boy's a slapper. Bad Kids fucking slapper.
I remember when we made that. I remember that, and it was fun. It was a fun day to make that. McNass fucking fuck.
He said there's so many.
There is so many. If I have to go, I'm gonna have to go with.
Tuesday dropping January 17th.
I'm gonna have to go with two of them. Because there's not one. I'm gonna have to go with a classic, and it's gonna be Better Music.
Hey.
I have to go with the classic because every time he performed that, when we were performing and shit like that, I was the first one getting hyped because that was one of the first songs I engineered with him. And it was one of my first songs that I was like, bro, this shit's hard as fuck.
Yeah, he's played it a bunch of times.
That song was hype as fuck. That one, I'll say Better Music and Scyther are right up there with each other. I'll put them right there because like his rapping, with the way he raps in Scyther, especially his second verse is fucking dirty. And then newer wise, probably Rebellion.
Fuck yeah.
That's probably the most recent one, other than ones that we've been doing now. But like the one that's most recently dropped, that's been on somewhere, is Rebellion. That's probably the one that I can say is. That one was fun. That one was fun. And it's hard too. I really like that. Ooh, what am I talking about? Dirty Whip. Dirty Whip.
Dirty Whip. Dirty Whip. Dirty.
Dirty Whip for sure. For 808.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Hard as
Dirty as fuck. Dirty as fuck. There's a few of them. There's a few of them with me now. Rad Raps is hard. Trash Masker is hard. There's a few.
So many.
There's a few of them, but if I had to narrow it down to like the very for Rebellion, for newer ones, Rebellion or Better Music, IB, shit, he hasn't dropped anything in a long time, so I can only go off what I know. Pretty much anything that I have with me and him is fire. I love everything that me and him have ever done. None of it's released. None of it is released. But his own singles, I'd probably have to say like, what's that? Screets or Lil Tech.
Yeah.
Yep. Big boy. That shit's hard as fuck. The 808 is dirty, and I engineered it so beautiful. So beautiful when I engineered that.
Turn this bitch up for a minute. You already know.
His song "Dangerous" is really good too, though.
Yeah.
You're in fucking. I didn't engineer Ozark. You're in his song "Get It Right." Fire! That is my favorite song with you and I.
Yeah, that shit's
that song, that collab is so good. The way that you end and go right back into the chorus of "Get It Right."
Yeah.
You're like, so get it right, and it right back in IV, bro. Oh, that shit was so hard, bro.
That was a clean ass.
Bro, it was a clean ass transition, bro. That song is so hard. The beat is hard as fuck. That whole song in general, when y'all came in there with that energy in the studio, like I was like, bro, this song is so fucking hard. And with you and IB as a collab, for sure. If somebody was like, "What's the best IB and McNass song?" Get it right. That's the first song I'm giving them. Here you go. Get it right. Listen to that one, because y'all have a few tracks together, but get it right for fucking sure. For sure. For fucking sure.
I want everybody to sing this shit with me, like get in it, like, ay, get on my grind. Listen to me, ay, get on my grind. Ay, what? P3SO, ay, what? Ay, raw, get on my way. Ay, y'all, get on my face. Ay, raw, you won't be safe. Ay, raw, get on my face. Ay, raw, get on my way. Ay, y'all, get on my face. Ay, raw, you won't be safe. Ay, raw, get on my face. Ay, why you talking like you really finna do something?
Kinda.
You ass little punk little bitch. You the type to be running your mouth to the odds, acting like you the one who really gonna be doing shit that's fake. That's not a trait in me. Too late. You really need shit to me. No way. You getting close to me. Yo, bitch, why she be calling me? You think I give a fuck about you? Been screwed since my youth. Been degraded all my life. You can see it in my attitude. Hey, dog shit. Beat your ass up in a mosh pit. No, I don't run no hole, bitch. I keep them options. Hey, wouldn't wanna be the one I had to go and face this. 1911 hit him, giving them a facelift. Why you bitch, you gotta be testing on my patience. Make sure you listen to close to what the song say. Like, oh, get on my way. Hey, yo, get on my face. Hey, oh, you won't be safe. Hey, oh, get on my face. Hey, oh, get on my way. Hey, yo, get on my face. Hey, oh, you won't be safe. Hey, oh, get on my face. Hey.
You know,
Definitely turns this bitch up in real life.
So-
in the song, everything.
a little backstory on me doing hype shit, bro. The first song I ever made hype like that was called "Got Me Fucked." It's on my repeat EP.
I fucking hate mosh pits.
On everything I love. When I made "Got Me Fucked," it was a joke. Okay, it was a fucking joke. I was like, I want to scream into the microphone. I want to make a screamo song like this, but hype, like hard ass hype song. And I always said, "Got me fucked." So you got me fucked up. And when fucking I first sent it to everybody in Melamade, everybody was like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "What is your ad libs? Why are you yelling A like that?" Like Spado was like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" And like everybody was like so skeptical on it. And then when they heard it in person, they were like, "Bro, this shit is so fucking fire." It's just so much fire. I can kind of say in full confidence that inspired The Pit by McNass.
For sure.
I can say that with full confidence.
You're a mosher.
Yeah.
That wasn't even a thing though. That's what when everybody was making music, that wasn't a thing. Nobody was doing that. Nobody in the group, nobody ever even thought about doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I first did it, everybody was like, "This is so fucking hard." And then me and McNass got on my way. So, because again, I got McNass out of something he would be more comfortable with.
It just opens up.
And I was like,
genres.
"You're gonna get on this,
Yeah.
and we're gonna fucking have fun with it." And On My Way again was made on accident. I freestyled that chorus.
Yeah.
I was showing somebody else in the studio an example of something, and we ended up making that chorus for On My Way.
Y'all got like EDM.
You
Y'all
remember
got
that?
fucking. Y'all got rock.
King was in the studio.
Mosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have like literally everything. We have a catalog for anybody that wants anything. Like even McNass has like slower R&B shit.
Well, country action. You gonna get
No,
No.
I know. Rockstar Park can keep that.
Shout out Rockstar Purple again.
He can keep that. He's cold at that shit. I could do a country song because I did grow up doing country songs because of my dad, and I can do really low country songs because I have a 4-octave range for singing, and I can hit really low.
Yeah.
And I can hit those country tones and shit. I would totally do it, but I'm not gonna. I can't cross over to that. I can't.
So I won't give you.
I can't cross over to that dark side.
Sticks to wheel.
I give Rockstar total credit for that shit though, because he did that shit his way and the way he did it, and he did it a different way, different from like Lil Nas X and shit like that. You feel me? Because Lil Nas was the first one to do country shit. Rockstar did completely different, and I'm not even gonna try to do that.
Yeah.
I'll do everything. Like if somebody was like, "Bro, I want to make a country song with you," I'll do it.
Right.
But I can confidently say that I'll do it good. There's not a genre of music that I can say that I can't do. There's just certain genres of music that I think that my voice doesn't work with. You know, like Flint Detroit shit. Like I have a 16 ready to go for that right now. Any Flint Detroit style song, it's just my voice that I don't like the way it sounds.
Right.
I don't like the way I sound on a Detroit beat. Bars are fire. I just don't like the way I sound. Now, if I were to ghostwrite it for somebody else, fire. Go ahead, take that shit. Because it's fire. It's just, I don't like the way I sound. That's
So
why
you like writing too then?
90% is writing.
Yeah.
But I can say that 90% of my songs are freestyle.
Damn.
Which is so weird to say. 90% is writing. I do write a lot. I write a lot of shit. Like, my notepad is probably full of fucking notes for...
Right, it's fucking full of goddamn files and
Dude,
tracks.
it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I have one-liners on here, too, where there's just one line. You ever do that? You just write one line, and you don't even know what the fuck you're doing. You just write it down real quick, forget about it, then, like, 2 weeks later come back, what the fuck was I saying right here? And you're like, wait a minute, that's kind of hard. Let me come on.
So being like so fucking kind of like so deep into the game, how do you measure success?
I don't. Not in a small sense like this. The only time I'd say would be success is if I like got asked to go perform at a show out of state.
Yeah.
Then I would be like, okay, we're getting somewhere. Like if somebody asked me to perform somewhere else out of state because they wanted me to be on a show because I was gonna bring some type of element, then I'd be like, okay, we're good. We're getting a little successful somewhere.
Yeah.
But unless you're fucking famous, there's really no success. Unless you're making money too. Like if you're making like livable money off of it, then that's success too, obviously. Like if you're making plays, like if you got 80,000 plays on fucking Spotify and you're making money off that shit, dope. That's success somewhere. You're getting success. There's different levels of success, I think.
Yeah.
You know, like if you got an artist page on Genius, that's a level of success. Like that's not easy to do, but it's not hard to do, but it's still something. If you can Google your name and it comes up, that's some type of success. You know, if people know you in a different fucking city, that's a type of success.
Facts.
If you go to fucking California and somebody for some reason recognizes your name, like, why do I know that name from somewhere? That's some type of success because they know you from somewhere. They just don't know where.
Right.
That's some type of success. I just look at different levels of success.
Facts.
It's just, I guess it's more like what level of success do I want to be at?
Right.
You know, and I guess it kind of elaborates back on the 5-year mark. In 5 years, I would like to be somewhat more successful than what I am right now. Because like I said, I took a sabbatical for 2 years, so like I was really out of it. Now I feel like I'm starting all over again. Like nobody knows who I am type shit. So like I'm starting all over. I'm trying to make a mark again, essentially. And I'll feel more successful in a short run than I will in the long run, because it's the shorter goals that keep me sustained. I don't like to look too far ahead.
Right.
I like to stay kind of right here, because then I can be like, okay,
you can control it.
This show, nobody knew my words, but this show, people are rapping my chorus.
Right.
Okay, and that's success. We're getting somewhere. The next show, everybody is rapping every fucking word to this song.
Right.
That's wow, goal right there. Goal hit right now. I don't even have to hold the mic up. Everybody else is doing it. Goal. And I had that at one point. Like, got me fucked. That shit, everybody knew that shit for a minute. Every time I went to a show and performed that shit, everybody was singing that shit. I got videos of that shit. I wasn't even fucking rapping in the damn mic. Everybody else was doing it.
Hell yeah.
And that shit was fucking lit. Lit. I got a video of McNass looking at me with the dirtiest fucking stank face. I swear to God, I have this man is looking at me with such stank and utter just, I'm ready to punch you in the fucking chest type, just like aggression, bro. Like, we were performing in Saginaw and this shit was fucking lit. It was so fucking fun, bro. Like, everybody was on.
Street?
No, it was outside at White's.
Oh yeah.
Which he had the thing outside. But this, bro, this man, I'm gonna find it because it's funny as fuck.
Hey, we're gonna show y'all too.
This man looking at me with the dirtiest stank face I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. It's just so fucking funny. And everybody was on stage with us. Like, I think Spado had the mic behind me, and Spado was rapping like, "You got me fucked up." But McNass was just standing next to me, just getting fucking lit the whole time. He didn't give a fuck about fuck.
No fucks about
bro,
fuck.
The only people on stage in that moment were me and McNass, bro. Like, literally, bro, McNass was so hyped, bro. It was so awesome. Everybody in the background of McNass was hyped, too. So, like, it was just, like, overall, everything was just lit. And I'm going to find this video. I'm going to go to my videos and find it because it's so iconic. I really wish that I had more performance videos. I do have a lot of them, but I don't have as many as I would like. I have hits and snippets.
Hey, well, we gonna make sure we fucking get every one of them bitches.
Where are you at, boy? Is it right here? Oh, not that one. Where is it? It's from Snapchat memory, so it's like cut up in my gallery.
Yeah.
Just look at that first frame. Look at McNair's face.
Oh yeah, you fucking turned it up.
God
Yeah, send me that shit. Send me that shit. So y'all can see that with it. But yeah, man, fucking that A was the last track of the night. Will be you have Doomsday? Do you have Doomsday to play?
I have it on my phone, yeah.
Do you have it? You want to send it to him?
Look at your face.
I'll
Look
get
at
her over to you real quick.
Look at your face. Watch.
I should even
Look at your face, bro. Watch his face. Look at him. He was waiting.
Yeah.
He was waiting because he knew it was about to drop, bro. He was waiting for it. Because the song drops
He
right
was
there.
ready.
With the solo cut, bro. Look.
Turn the fuck up. Yeah, send me those clips. We gonna play those.
Look, I'm not even saying nothing. Everybody was just going, look at you, bro, head bobbing, bro. And look, he was like my wingman right now. I broke my necklace.
That was lit.
Spado in the back, bro.
crazy, dude.
I was so fat. look at you over here, right here. Yeah, bro, if that stage would have broke, bro, it would have been lit.
Yeah, you want to leave us with a closing statement?
What's the closing statement? I don't know what the fucking say to close it.
Hey, this is the P3SO show. The fucking
Hey, whipping and flipping these ass wipes get ass wiped
Twice.
twice. That's my closing statement.
Hey, there it is, y'all. Episode 139, Feeling Good Podcast. The podcast your motherfucking brain wants. Hey, you already know. He done told us all what the fuck he does. Now it's y'all turn to fucking hear that shit, take it into your fucking brains, and consume it, and act. Don't just talk about it. Do it. Or in Bizzle's words, do it. Hey, peace out, y'all.
Don't forget, louder's not better.